Podcast League now. Starring the Casablanca Kid. He turns good taste into bad. Movie hero. He has a stutter, but he's smooth like butter. And Pez, with the ability to Pez.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Podcast League. Now, this is episode 4, and we're going to be talking about our favorite jobs, our favorite and our least favorite job. We got a few horror stories too, definitely from me for sure. But yeah, we'll go ahead and introduce the panel. We got the Casablanca Kid, Chris Scott, joining us. How you doing?
Doing good, buddy. I want to show something off. So yesterday we celebrated my wife's. The day before yesterday, I celebrated my wife's birthday, and I was at a cool place called Atomic Treasures in Boise, and picked up this awesome ring. It's a Spider-Man ring.
It's a Spider-Man ring. Nice. Very
cool.
Yep. Awesome. And then we have Austin Pez, Howell joining us.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'll show something off too. I'll show off what I'm drinking tonight. For anybody keeping track at home through the podcast, so tonight's choice is Smirnoff Ice, red, white, and berry, which tastes like blue raspberry. So nice. Smirnoff Ice for when you kind of want to feel like you're drinking vodka, but not drink vodka. Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
And I'm drinking fancy water.
Fancy water in a fancy bottle.
Oh, yeah. Mine's not fancy at all, but yeah, that was my wife's go-to. Well, it probably still is. Or she would drink Smirnoff all the time, but it'd be the full Smirnoff. She wants it. Wants the hard stuff.
Well, these were these again because I'm cheap. We're on the discontinued rack post July 4th. So America.
Well, some perks of working at a grocery store. You can grab that stuff off
I grab that stuff section immediately, and I get access to any of the Hot Wheels cars that I want to snag before the Hot Wheels collectors come in. Even though I don't even collect Hot Wheels cars, I picked up a Tesla Cybertruck Hot Wheels car today.
What?
That's
dope.
That I just thought it looked cool, so I grabbed, because I usually only buy like movie ones or whatever, something movie related, because I don't really care. I don't like collect them or anything. But then I went online afterwards and found out they're going for $35 on eBay right now. So now I have one just to have one.
Hey, there you go.
And I'll just let it sit in my drawer for a little while and let it build value. So that's what I do.
Yeah, right. Someday you can sell it, or if you ever have kids,
just
you can pass it
sit
down to
in
your
there.
kids.
No, that's not happening. So maybe my niece that I'm about to have in November, but no, not me.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm well past the expiration date on that one. It's not happening.
Hey, it's all good. But yeah. So, how was your guys' week though? Like, I just thought we just kind of did you do anything interesting, anything cool? I know Austin, you went and saw a couple of movies in theaters. I know Chris went to
I went and saw. I was able to do a double feature the other day, which I hadn't done at the theaters in a while. But I have the the Regal Unlimited gimmick, so I can just sit at the theater all day if I want to. And there's finally stuff starting to trickle back into theaters more frequently. So I saw Space Jam 2 and Escape Room 2, and had a pretty good afternoon at the movies. I somewhat enjoyed both of them. So thumbs up.
Nice.
So I went and saw Black Widow in theaters, and I heard really like a lot of people were like, "Oh, it sucks."
Mediocre things about it.
Both me and my wife absolutely loved it. We went and saw it at the Eagle Lux Theater, and before that, we went ahead and dropped things off at a storage unit. Earlier we celebrated my wife's birthday, and we stayed at a place called the Anniversary Inn, and I think they have several locations in different states, but. So it was fun. We stayed there for 2 days, actually, and I don't remember taking off 3 days, but I took off 3 days. So I had 2 days off, and then I had another day off, basically. So I've been playing Plague Tale Innocence, which is a great game so far. It's an amazing
Okay.
game. So we're gonna do some more of
In
that game.
between the movies and the games, you made sweet anniversary love.
Yeah, right. But
Exactly.
It's not
But-
that kind of
And we
podcast, though.
went
It's a
for a
family show,
walk.
so we'll move on.
Yes,
Right?
and we went for a walk in Boise, which was awesome. Amazingly,
Mm.
the smoke kind of cleared up a little bit. Wasn't as bad. And
went
we're
for a
now
walk.
official.
Went to the
Official
anniversary
members of
and yada
Sweet
yada
Boise.
yada. I'm
Yada,
really
yada.
tired today.
I'm
Right?
really tired today. Yeah, right.
But cool. So so the anniversary inn, you have like a theme room, like any of the real cool one?
Romeo's Retreat. It was a pretty cool.
Okay.
We had
Nice,
like
nice.
a big like winding
Did
staircase.
it have
was cool.
a heart-shaped hot tub?
So what
Not
it
complete
did
without a
have?
heart-shaped hot tub.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
no, it didn't have that. But we did have like the towels were like designed like swans kind of together. In a
Okay.
heart. It was pretty cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
You need
Cool.
the Jordan. He needs the the SNL commercial for the lovers' toilet where they face each other.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
the
The
dueling
love
lovers' toilet, the love
Gotta
toilet.
spend the most intimate moment of all together, right?
Together, right?
With the love.
Oh.
With the
A
love
little
toilet, yeah.
plug for Jordan and I's show live from Movie Hero about SNL. Check it out.
Yep,
He was
yep,
talking
exactly.
about that.
Yeah, for me, my work started sending me on like sort of like mini business trips now. They're going to start doing it every couple of weeks now. But they sent me to Lewiston, Idaho, and Clarkston, Washington, which are like sister cities, kind of just like you go across the like bridge and you're in Washington, go back, you're in Idaho. But it's kind of cool. We just stayed in a hotel overnight, but they pay for my gas, my travel time, all that stuff. So actually, I didn't mind it. Like I like chilling in a hotel room from time to time. So yeah, it was a fun time. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be reoccurring. I'm still kind of like talking about some details with my job, but that's what it's sounding like. So yeah. So I did that. I checked out a few local restaurants there. I had one of the best mac and cheese burgers that I've ever had. I think there's a place called Casey's Pub there. So if you're ever near Lewiston, Idaho, you got to go to Casey's Pub.
Oh, sure, I
had-
swing by Lewiston, Idaho all the time, bro.
Oh, yeah,
I'll swing
yeah.
by
All the
Casey's
time.
Pub. All the time.
So a plug for an amazing food place
You
is
never
at
know.
Tzatziki's. It's an amazing Greek, like it kind of is like
Oh,
pita
yeah.
pit, but a pita pit on crack, basically. It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
They
Nothing
have, like,
better than
potato
a
bits of meat.
a gyro
Yeah.
with lamb and chicken or something, like both together,
Yeah.
just slapped in there with a ton of sauce. Yeah, good stuff. You like it in
Yeah.
juice, yeah? Yeah.
And also I got my mac and cheese burger. This was a side of poutine too. They had poutine made with real Idaho potatoes and like tots and stuff in there. That it was pretty good stuff. So maybe one of these days, because I'm going to be eventually taking a trip out to North Carolina, and you may have to come out here someday, and then maybe we'll have to hit up a few places.
We'll swap restaurants. There's some good local places around me. So yeah, like
Yeah,
especially in Asheville. Asheville's got a lot of cool little boutique places, wrapped
Nice,
up in there.
nice.
You know, people with all kinds of crazy ideas. There's a place called White Duck Taco where they just make all kinds of crazy tacos, man. Just all kinds of. They make like a Greek taco. They put like lamb and stuff in there, and a steak and cheese taco, and just all kinds of goofy.
Oh, that
goofy
sounds
taco
bomb.
Sounds good.
combinations. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
sounds
good.
really good. Nice. Well, so I was thinking that today, based on the title of the podcast, that we would talk about some of our best and worst jobs. I know, Austin, you haven't worked at quite as many places as the rest of us. You actually have been able to keep a job for a long, long time, unlike
Yeah.
like some of the rest of
Yeah.
us. But yeah, if you want to go first, since your list is probably quite a bit shorter than me and Chris's. You can kind of talk about.
No, I mean, I can literally, go through my job history in like 10 seconds. It's like I scored basketball games in my church on the weekends when I was 12. I bagged groceries at 14. I worked in a movie theater at 16. I worked at TGI Fridays at 18, and then I worked in my current job at 20, which to present. So like literally, I've run through most jobs I stayed at with, at least 2 years. So, I mean, I didn't have a lot of like quick jobs, in and out, things like that. Yeah, like I said, my first paying job was scoring basketball games at my church on the weekends. They would do games on Saturday mornings. So I'd go there like, 7:30 in the morning, and games start at 8, and games would run basically from like 8 to 12. They ran like hour-long games, and I just kind of ran the the scoreboard and kept the books and all that for the basketball games, and got paid $10 a game. So, but for a 12-year-old, $40 in
Yeah.
a day, for a 12-year-old, that's some righteous bucks, man.
Yeah, right.
for a 12-year-old, I could buy like CDs and movie tickets, like all kinds of cool stuff.
Right.
Back in back in like 1998, they'd buy me a couple of Backstreet Boys CDs, if you know what I'm talking about. So
Yep. Oh yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I did
stuff.
work at a movie theater for a year. To give you a context on when I worked in the movie theater, can anybody guess? I'll give you the year. Maybe you can guess what the biggest movie of the summer was. That summer of 2002. Can anybody go in the time machine and remember what the biggest movie of that summer was? Anybody want to take a guess?
2002. Was that like X-Men? Like when X-Men came out? Was it
Close.
X-Men?
You're close.
No.
You're in the ball. You're in the ballpark. Jordan,
Or like-
it might be
Spider-Man?
something that's in your room right now. I was gonna say
Spider-Man.
So yeah.
Oh, Spider-Man. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
Spider-Man.
yeah, Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was the big movie that summer. It was
Okay.
playing on like 9 screens. I mean, it was playing like every 20, 30 minutes. Crazy lines out the door of the lobby. I mean, just like crazy business. I mean, like nothing you see today. I mean, yeah, I mean, just absolutely nuts. That was the same year my Big Fat Greek Wedding came out, when I watched that movie sit in the same theater number 5, the back hallway for 6 months. It sat in that
Yeah.
theater and was
Wow.
nearly sold out for the
Wow.
7:30 show almost every night. It was
6
kind of
months,
nuts
that's
to watch
unheard of.
that movie.
Like
That
nowadays.
Yeah, that movie, I mean, because it became the highest grossing independent movie of all time at the time, made like $150 million on like a $5 million budget. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And it
crazy.
was one of those slow grinds where it wasn't making, $20 million a weekend. It was making like $1 million, $2 million a weekend, but just stayed in theaters, for like, like I said, that night show was sold out almost every night that I worked. So, I mean, that was crazy. So I watched that movie become a phenomenon. I watched every movie that came out that year. I mean, it was a fun job. I did concessions. They would throw me on that. You guys ever see those theaters that have like a side concession stand down the hallway, down near the end of the theater, and there's always like one person working there? Yeah, that was me. I would be thrown down there by myself with the TV in the corner playing the same trailer reel for 30 minutes over and over again. So I'm just sitting there memorizing all the trailers for Daredevil and whatever else was coming out there. And yeah, I mean, it was a good job, but unfortunately that was the only job I've ever been fired from, because my manager, this lady I hated, and I only remember because she had the same name as some country star, which I won't say, so I'll change the country name. So I'll call her Miss Twain, even though her name wasn't Shania Twain. Changed my schedule on me, and then didn't tell me she did, and then I didn't show up one day, and she immediately fired me, and then she didn't like me, so she fired me. Yeah, I don't know why she didn't like me. She never told me. I think it was because I talked to customers and actually got to know people. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But I hated her.
You're actually knowledgeable about movies. Unlike half the people there, they don't like know anything about the job they're actually doing.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not that I was chit chatting with everybody and taking forever. Just I got to know a lot of the regulars that would come in on the weekends and just talk to them, and they would always come in my line because I actually chit chatted with them for a minute. And but still, I enjoyed the job despite that. But I did that. And like I said, I bust tables at GGI Fridays, but it wasn't as bad as people make it out to be. I mean, I did it while I was kind of in college, so I mean, it really wasn't that big of a deal. It's just a job I did a couple nights a week, for some cash. No big deal. And then, like I said, I've been at my current job at Publix for over 15 years. So yeah, not a whole lot to say there. I've just been there a long time. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Well, yeah. So I've got quite a few more than that, but we'll throw it over to Chris first. I worked at the most places. Chris is kind of maybe just hovering in the middle somewhere. But like, what are some of your favorite jobs? Some jobs maybe that you hated. If you have any crazy stories from jobs. So
one of the jobs that stands out to me, and it's not for the reason quite that you would think, because I love taking care of people. It was awesome. So one of my jobs that I had, and it was kind of both the worst and the best job, mostly because of the time, like you're there overnight. I did a job working at an elderly home. Okay. And I was upstairs, but you were by yourself from 10 till like 7 in the morning. Okay. And I think there was generally like somebody else downstairs, but that was one of those jobs where, I mean, of course, there were residents who would call it at, different hours because they needed taken care of. That wasn't an issue. It was the weird calls. So, like, for instance, I remember one time I got a call to a room, and you usually got a call to a room. Okay, so you go to the room, you have your key, you unlock it. I unlocked it. There's nobody in this room. The window is wide open. Though it's blowing. It was not blowing. It was not that windy. Okay.
Oh, okay. Weird.
So I had moments like that that were weird.
So you had a haunted elderly home?
Absolutely.
So it's not really out of the question, given the fact that people have probably died there, most likely. I mean, that's a very strong possibility.
Yep.
And you know, I mean, having a haunted elderly home is not completely out of the question. I think.
Part of it was awesome because like you got regular residents who were basically their family kind of left them, and you were kind of their best friend. So like you'd end up spending time with these people, visiting with them. Because sometimes you go till like 7 in the morning, so maybe you help them get ready for the day. There was one. I'm trying to think, but it was just a very stressful job because it said you're by yourself. I remember watching a lot of TV because he had so you'd watch like Turner Classic Movie Channel. You probably watch a ton of Gunsmoke. You probably watch,
whatever happened to be on at 3 in the morning that you could find, which probably wasn't a lot besides infomercials. So whatever you could actually find that wasn't an infomercial at 3 in the morning.
Old John Wayne movies, because they always put the old John Wayne movies on for all the residents.
So
maybe that's where you got your appreciation for older movies. Chris is watching a bunch of them overnight. Appreciate the people just chit chatting in an apartment.
Sadly, I ultimately did get fired. Okay, because I apparently ended up falling asleep at some point, and I don't remember this. But one of the other residents came in, and they're like, "I'm sorry, you can't be falling asleep." But I'm like, "I understand." Yeah. So it's kind of lame from
4 in the morning. I'm sorry, I might doze off.
Yeah. 4 in the morning. It's like you have a little understanding. At least give you a warning, the first time.
But so let's see. So that kind of is in between. Probably one of my best jobs I ever had was I wrote for the Valley Times at like 16 years old, which is a local newspaper here. I was literally a paid columnist at 16 years old. The only paid columnist there, actually. So, and it just, of course, sat because I was also in high school, too. So I got paid basically all the years of school throughout to write a weekly column. Yeah.
Okay.
It was an amazing job. I actually, probably one of the big moments for me that stands out to me was, right around when 9/11 happened, after that, I wrote a tribute article to those who had passed away. And I actually had someone reach out to my boss at the time to talk to me. Her husband had perished in the Pentagon attacks, but she called to thank me for writing that article and how powerful it was. So that was one of the moments where I realized, okay, I really do have an impact in this, and it was just kind of fun. Of course, I didn't really appreciate it then. I was pretty young, and I think at one point I was like, okay, I really want to do other things. So I think somehow it kind of went by the wayside, because I think when you're doing something you love and then suddenly it's suddenly work, it isn't quite as fun anymore. So it kind of lost its shine at some point, but it was still fun.
Yep. I've been there before.
Let's see. Probably one of the worst jobs, this is on the other side of things. I worked at a place called the Idaho Steakhouse. All right. It has since been gone for years now. But the owners were jerks. I remember it was always like a fancy dining restaurant, and all the tabletops had glass tops. So, and I think I was a busser or kind of a server, kind of the in between. You did both jobs ultimately.
Right.
Okay.
But so you would bring the food out, and invariably, because it was so loud, like you would set it down on plates, and it made so much noise throughout the restaurant. And I remember one night in particular, they had found out that I had worked at Red Robin previously, and I had experience working in the kitchen. Because at the time, the way they did the dishes and everything was horrible. Like, it was just a bad setup. And I was like, guys, I think I can improve this. Well, they're like, well, okay, hey, why don't we go ahead and have you do dishes back there, and we'll go ahead and just tip you out. All right? So this is when things went sideways. Okay? So I'm working back there. I'm doing dishes all day long. And I think one person handed in tips to me, and then other people just didn't. Nobody did. So then at the end of the night, we're responsible also for like cleaning silverware, polishing it, and getting it ready for the next day. There's a bunch of that stuff to get ready. Well, I'm talking to one of my bosses at the time. I'm like, hey, man, I don't mind doing this, but I was told that, hey, I'm going to get tipped out for everybody for working back there all day. And he goes, yeah, man, that's all right. Don't worry. We'll take care of you. Well, so the next day, because we had one manager, we had the owner. The owner was hardly in there at all. And when he was usually in like a casual golf shirt. So it was kind of like he was just coming off the links to pay us a visit and then go back to the links. But so they let me work all like through the lunch period. And then all of a sudden, the owner, he's there and he goes, hey, Chris, I need to talk to you. Come back here. So he takes me back in the other dining room and he goes, hey, I heard you were complaining about the money you weren't getting. We're not going to do that for you. I don't need a complainer on shift at all. You can go ahead and hand me your apron and you can leave.
Really?
Yeah.
They're like shortchanging you, so yeah, that's
totally shortchanged me. And that was the first time that I quite literally made a scene in front of people. The guys follow me like back into the kitchen because he wants my apron. I'm like, no, I'm taking it, man. It's mine.
Yeah.
And so he says to me, man, hand me your apron. And I literally turned around and I said to him, here's my apron. Go ahead and bend over and I'll stuff it up your ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I had those
like
asshole bosses that we want to tell off. Yeah.
And it was just it was just it was a bad place to work.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gosh, what are the best jobs? I mean, I've worked at a wide range of jobs. I briefly worked at Target. Probably the only real reason Target was bad, just because I think I was probably maybe 15, maybe 16, maybe 7. No, I had to be younger, okay? But anyways, the point is, when you're younger, you're hanging out with your friends till maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, or
yeah.
whatever. You're not really going to bed early, which of course I quickly regretted because you're exhausted. Yeah, and I was usually responsible for I was responsible for 2 departments, seasonal, and I was responsible for I think the hardware section. So seasonal is like right now it's back to school stuff. I had to get all of that stuff out myself. Okay? And also seasonal, you'd be having heavy grills you had to set up on a shelf yourself. Technically, we were supposed to have somebody else help us, but there was usually nobody around. And if you did hold off and wait, they usually yelled at you because they're like, "Hey, man, you got this stuff. We got to get this out here." And I'm like, "Well, kind of need help."
Yeah, right.
But yeah, and that was usually I think we had to come in at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh wow!
So like 3:30.
No,
in the
thank
morning.
you. For me, I'm not a morning person.
Bad.
You don't really function.
Till it was sometimes 10. I feel something ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
And and that was the first place where I experienced a clique. Like there were a group of people that would go out to breakfast with like the head stock manager. Yeah, they all go out to breakfast. Yeah, they were cooking food together. Yep. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, it's hard to do that when you're the guy who puts up the seasonings. All those cinnamons and adobo seasonings. Oh, I'm sorry, you said seasonal. Oh,
seasonal.
The seasonings. Yeah, putting up all those little spices. Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, right. It's like so heavy. I mean, it's like a team.
We need two people.
And
two people put those up.
So I'll end on this last one. Because I have two restaurant ones, but I'll just end on this last one. So I mentioned Red Robin. Red Robin wasn't a bad job. It wasn't an amazing job. It was kind of right in between. I mean, you're stocking. I mean, you're bussing tables. You're getting drinks for people, which don't necessarily always appreciate it. You're getting yelled at for like what the server's not taking care of, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Sorry, the server did not take care of you.
Yeah,
But I remember one night in particular, like this was right around like probably 24, I feel like, or maybe 21, 22. So at that point, I was old enough to drink, so I literally went out like the night before till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I got pretty drunk, and I was still drunk when I got to work. And I remember like. I think I went in there early to clean or whatever at 6, and I think I said something to one of my coworkers, and my boss comes around the corner and he's like, "I heard so and so said you were drunk." Well, there is some baby chairs we need cleaned out back, and you need to clean those. And it was just like dirt and grime and just gross. And it was just like, you're just cleaning, you're just like...
Baby poop and baby vomit and baby drool, all caked in a layer of toxicity on top of those baby chairs.
Food just stuck into it. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, just trying not to vomit because you still got a hangover really, really bad.
Yeah.
And then some of your vomit as you're just dribbling out of your mouth as you're cleaning it. You got to clean it again. That's terrible.
Probably one of the coolest things about that job is I know at one point I did get paid. Like they're like, "Hey, we need help coming in and cleaning like these." Apparently they had an issue with cleaning the doors on the bathrooms or whatever, so deep cleaning them with polish and everything else. So I remember me and my cousin Josh, who I got to work with there, which was kind of cool. We once came in at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we would like literally clean the bathrooms, like spick and span, but we could listen to our music. So that was pretty dope.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like the plot of Willy's Wonderland that Nick Cage was in.
Absolutely, right?
Where he's in the house overnight just cleaning all night, just scrubbing bathroom walls and scrubbing tables and chairs, and then just playing a pinball machine every once an hour for 10 minutes.
And one of the coolest moments is, the song Soulja Boy had just come out. And that song came on like right on the line. So basically me and like all like we did the dance from Soulja Boy, like right there, like all the customers to see. It was probably horrible, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, we had a Red Robin in Jacksonville that got shut down by the health department for having raw sewage trickling up through their drain pipes. So
that's just a slight issue. I mean,
yeah, just a little issue, no big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Red Robin.
My headphones are going out on me, but you guys can keep talking.
Oh yeah, and hey, because of that photograph you still have, I'm gonna mention one more job. Sorry, this is getting long on jobs. But
damn it, Chris.
Shame
on you.
One of my probably one of my favorite jobs was when I worked at Dillard's the mall. Dillard's was a fun place to work. It was very stressful though, of course, because you got a certain degree like sales per hour, but it was fun because you got to dress up every day. So I wore like a dress shirt and tie, and I had like I still have a collection probably of like 80 different ties or more. So like I have a cool old Snoopy tie. I have like I think a Batman tie and a bunch of other cool stuff.
Sorry, guys.
and cufflinks.
Technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on with my freaking
That's all right.
headphones, but they're
And
like,
my wife at the time worked across the mall over at a place called Shapira's, which sadly does not exist anymore. They filed for bankruptcy and closed. But at the time, I would take the time, I would go across the mall to go visit her on a lunch. And it was kind of fun being in the mall because you got to do a lot of people watching and go. Like, I would literally get out of the store and go eat my lunch in the mall. Like, I usually bring like a sandwich or something like that, so it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a weird side job, Chris, that I did for 3 days. If you want to hear about it, I got paid $300 a day. For something.
Sure.
We had a friend of the family named Mark Bell, who used to run the touring group of if you're familiar with like Christian mascots, I guess is the best way I can call it. Salty the songbook, like the blue like hymnal guy who's like in all blue. Anyways, he used to run the touring company for that, right? So they were doing this convention in Orlando, and I lived in Jacksonville at the time. And I had done a quick spot when he rolled through in Jacksonville where I put on the those crazy suits and like did a spot in a show or whatever. And they needed somebody for this convention, and it was called the MOPS convention, which was like it stood for like mothers for something, whatever. It was Christian moms basically at this convention.
Right.
And it was like a Comic-Con for Christians. I don't know, whatever it was called. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So anyways, so he calls me and he goes, "We need somebody who's literally like 5'5" to like 5'8", and I'm 5'6". So and he goes, and I remember you somewhat have experience. Okay, so I go down there. They put me up in a hotel, and I did this convention where 4 times a day during the convention I did these 30-minute photo ops as Boz the Bear, and Boz the Bear was like a preschool Christian video series mascot kind of a thing, like literally just like Barney. It was like Barney the dinosaur for like I didn't know who it was, but it was apparently for like 2-3-year-olds. You know what I mean? So I had to put on this green bear outfit. It basically slung over you. You had the little straps that it would kind of hang on your shoulders and the thing, and it had one little tiny fan right by your ear. And that's all you had for any kind of air circulation, pretty much. And so it was super hot, super sweaty. So when I wore it 4 times an hour, I'd have to go back with this other person who was kind of assisting me, and I put on the outfit. And I only wore like those like those body armor like shirt kind of a thing, so like sweat shirts like and like basketball shorts. So pretty much that's all I wore. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I would wear that and go out to the booth and do these like 30-minute photo ops with all these moms like running around. And then when I would come back, take the thing off, I'd be walking around this convention. And this is back when I was like 18, 19. I was in shape because I had just come off like from my wrestling days, and like I was actually like kind of muscular. I was in shape. Like I'm walking around with this skin tight like body armor shirt on, around this with this like Christian mom convention. This like 18-year-old and getting a lot of like sideways looks like, "Hey, what's going on?" I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And it's just a silly thing, but like I got paid $300 a day for this 3-day convention to like do that, and I was like, "Dude, I would totally do that like every weekend to get paid $300 a day."
Yeah,
like,
right.
So so I did not get paid for this gig. Okay, dressing up. Okay, so I think they did it 1 year in Eagle. That's a city kind of near me, Eagle, Idaho. In downtown Eagle, they had this like country Christmas thing. So their idea was like somebody got this like moose, a moose costume, which I feel like Jordan actually came down and saw me that day. I don't remember, but
I might have.
So my mom volunteered me at the time. My mom's like, "Hey, we need somebody to dress up in this country moose costume to kind of walk around," and they said they'd buy you lunch from the place next door. I was like, okay, cool, sure. But I basically got paid in food, which was pretty bomb food. But dude, this costume was just a nightmare, man. It's like so literally the only eye holes. There was like a full moose costume, and I think I wore like basketball shorts or something like that underneath it, but the eye holes were like right where the moose's nose is, and like it had big old antlers with like lights on it and everything else, like a scarf. It kind of looked like a country moose, and so I literally had to get it on. It was a headache, and then I had to have somebody lead me around because otherwise I was going to run somebody over. Some kid was gonna run up to me and be like, "Hey," and I was gonna be like,
same
"Ball."
with me. In the actual suit, I could only see out of like the bottom of the mouth because the eyes aren't where the eyes are because your eyes are like up here, right? Like above your head. So like I was looking kind of where my chin was, like you're looking down. So yeah, you have to have, if you ever see stuff at like Disney or Universal, like they always have a handler like leading them around because basically they're just looking at the ground. Because you can't like tilt back like this to see forward. You're just kind of looking at the ground. So somebody will always be like holding their hands. So they're just kind of like blindly just waving at people, and just being led around. And also the suits are heavier than they look. Like this actual bear thing, they also need somebody who can support the weight, who can hold it up. And like the one I had was like 50 pounds. Like it was pretty heavy for what it was. Like on the actual shoulders. They need somebody who could put it on the shoulders and support the weight, for these like sessions. They couldn't have somebody, and obviously like I was in shape. I was in good. I was fine, but the only thing that kept me going was every time I do those photo sessions, I'd be going $75 a pop, $75 a pop for each one of the sessions. Just one after another, one after another. But yeah, like that was one of the more odd jobs I ever had. Was the boss?
Yeah. So, but overall was fun, but yeah, it was heavy and awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, very hot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But so I don't know if you mentioned.
I did just talk about Dillard's.
Okay, yeah, that's when my freaking headphones cut out. But there's a little picture here from you when you worked there. So there's a little picture of Chris Scott back in the day working at Dillard's.
You look like Ricky Gervais on his version of The Office.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the weird thing is, I had a bunch of other like pictures ready to go, and for some reason I don't know where they went, and I spent like an hour going through my Facebook trying to find a bunch of pictures because I had one of me and my wife Shannon while Chris was actually working at Dillard's. We went and surprised him, so he didn't even know we were even in town. We just came and like showed up there, and so we're like, hey Chris, let's get a picture. So yeah, we did that. So yeah, but there's one other picture from your like semi-current job, because I know you work at Albertsons now, but
at Albertsons. I've been working at Albertsons for 9 years now.
Yeah.
No, not 5 years. Okay. So
look at Chris with a full head of hair and no beard. How about that?
Yeah, right.
Albertsons Market Street is the biggest Albertsons in the Northwest.
Wow.
It's huge.
It's a pretty awesome, man. They had the biggest beer selection in the Northwest, along with the biggest produce selection. Giant, like all scratch bakery. They make like scratch burgers, scratch sandwiches, pizza, wide range of awesome stuff there. It was a fun place to work. As I opened up Broadway, which is the first one kind of in downtown Boise. Then I opened up this one, and this one I think like Jordan and his family just come to town, so I was kind of showing them around where I was working. And yeah, I've now been with Albertsons for 5 years. It's a good job. I like it.
One of the funny things too is like my dad and my brother Trent always talk about that tour that he took us on, because they went around and showed us every detail. We were so excited and enthusiastic. You're you'd be like, these macaroons, these are the best macaroons you've ever had in your entire life. Or this popcorn, they literally make it from scratch right here on site.
Yeah. Dude,
the best you've ever had.
Popcorn is amazing popcorn. Yeah.
But yeah, like this, but they say that you're one of the best tour guides that they've had. So that's always fun. But yeah, so
and now coming around the corner, ladies and gentlemen, we're entering the frozen food aisle. On your left, you'll see a wide selection of frozen pizzas.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but like the Market Street Albertsons is kind of comparable to you probably wouldn't have it back east, but a Fred Meyer's is something out here, or something kind of comparable.
Of Fred Meyer's, but I've never been in a Fred Meyer's. No.
Yeah, but it's basically if you have any grocery store that's combined with clothes and that kind of stuff. There's no clothes at this, but the size of what the grocery is in those places is that size.
And they have a bar in there too, so you can get a drink and walk around.
Yeah.
We have ones with
drunk down the aisle.
We have ones with Starbucks in them down here. They have a Starbucks
we have
cafe
Starbucks
inside
as well,
inside the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is that on and they make fresh cut French fries too, so it's bomb. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so but like going into my job, so like I've worked at a crap ton of places. Like literally, I could do a whole entire podcast episode just talking about all the crazy amount of
Jordan
jobs that I've
starts
worked at
jobs
before.
every 2 weeks and gets fired immediately. He's such a
Yeah,
miscreant.
Well, I was counting them out, and I think I've had like 28 jobs, something like that, something
Jesus
crazy like
Christ,
that.
dude.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
but like part of it is, and like I don't mind sharing this because like I have talked about it on some of my shows before. I'm a little bit slightly on the autistic scale. Like if you were to rate it from like 1 to 10, I'm probably like about a 2, maybe 2.5. So like I'm like very, very high functioning, but it's like sometimes I just get like in my own head where like I want to do things my own way, and I hate authority figures. I hate bosses. I always like mouth off to bosses, or like if a boss tells me to go do something, I'll do it, but I'll do it in my own way. So like he'll say to do it a certain way, but I'll have a whole different idea in my head. I'll be like, no, well, I'm not going to do it that way. That way's stupid. I want to do it that way. I want to do it my own way. And so I'll just kind of do things my own way, which I'm still getting the job done, but it's not really in the way that they really want done. So like usually what ends up happening is like I'll be working at a job and it's going really, really well for like 6 months, maybe a year. And then usually I'll like slowly start to like clash with the bosses, maybe a couple coworkers here and there. And then I'll start doing things my own way, and then the bosses kind of will like catch on to that, and they'll be like, "Hey, like we need you to do it this way." I'll be like, "All right," and like I won't ever really say anything. I don't really argue with the bosses. I'll just be like, "Sure, yeah," but then I'll go right back to doing it the way I was doing it. Like I don't want that.
This time I'm gonna let it all show out. This time I'm gonna stand up and shout. I'm gonna do things my way.
My way.
My way.
My
way or the
highway.
Yeah. So like basically like when they see that, they usually end up shuffling me off to some other part of the job because they'll be like, we asked him a bunch of times. He's not really being insubordinate. He's still getting it done, but it's not really the way that we
just
want.
Let somebody else deal with that Jordan kid. I don't want to deal with.
Yeah,
that
so they'll like shuffle me off, and next thing that I know, I'm either fired or like the job just going so horrible that they have me off in like some weird part of the job that I wasn't originally hired for, and then just end up finding another job somewhere. So but I also have moved several times, so that's part of it too, having to find new jobs because I've moved. But with all my jobs, I kind of broke them down into my favorite jobs and my worst jobs, and I'll just kind of just like list them off here, and then I'll just get into just a couple of them, kind of thing. But so by far my favorite job that I've ever had, and I'd probably be still working there today if it wouldn't have paid minimum wage the entire time, which you can't survive on minimum wage. I was working at the Village movie theater in Meridian, Idaho. That's one of my hands down one of my favorite jobs because I'm a huge movie buff. Like seeing free movies is awesome, and also that's a really cool theater. They have the VIP section upstairs. You can order a full dinner, alcohol. You can sit in a balcony that overlooks the movie theater. Then also they have a full service restaurant upstairs too, and then they just have it like set up really cool. Like it was pretty fancy, and I was able to get a couple of pictures. So there's a little photo of what the lobby looks like.
I love that mural
than like most
on
of
the wall there.
They have a really cool mural with a bunch of like classic actors from like the 50s, 60s, stuff like that. And then I had one of my favorite bosses I've ever had. My boss Chase, which like the weird thing is that like all the other employees, because most of them were just high school age kids, you know, they like didn't really take the bosses serious, and like most of them thought that like he was really weird, but like he was a cool guy. We went and hung out a few times after work. This is me and my boss Chase, and then like he was a kind of like a like I don't know the right word, but kind of shy, for lack of a better word. You can kind of say like he wasn't really super talkative to his employees. He just kind of did his job and just kind of ran the show. So I kind of got him out of his shell a little bit. So this is on the last day before he left. We were like posing in some sunglasses. They're like, man, no one's ever been able to get him to like have fun like that and just just goof him around because he's always so like no nonsense. And he doesn't really talk to people. He's a little awkward sometimes. So like
Your
that
boss looks like he's 12 years old.
yeah, right. It was just a couple of years. I think younger than me. Like I think I was actually older than him, which is kind of interesting.
I'm older than most of my managers at my job, so that's just kind of comes with the territory. Sometimes.
Yeah. So now he actually, so he runs his own movie theater down in Twin Falls, Idaho, the Magic Valley Cinemas. So next time I'm in town, I'm probably gonna go say hi to my buddy Chase over there. But he's married. He's got a couple kids over there. And
That's
then
cool.
also, yeah. So my main thing when I worked there was I was an usher because I requested it. So like I just wanted to like be in and out of the theaters. Like I really like doing that. And so like especially working the day shift, that was my favorite time because literally. So it would get so slow there that like literally I would like show up to work, I would clock on, I'd watch a full entire movie before I even got to work because there was no people there. Like it was that slow. So I could literally watch a movie every single day and I could get paid for it. And nobody cared because the bosses never came back to like check on any of the ushers. And half the time it'd be just one or two ushers just kind of running everything until it got a little busier. And there's later in the day they had like I think they have 12 or 14 screens there, something like that. But yeah, so that was fun time. And then just all the guys that I worked with were just really, really cool, super fun people to work with. We just joke around. We have an awesome time. We do a whole bunch of employee screenings. We get to see all kinds of movies earlier, like a week or two before they were released. So that was fun. And then
what was the biggest movie? What was the biggest movie during your time there that got the busiest? Like I told you, mine was the Spider-Man from 2002. What was like the biggest one you saw that got the busiest?
Well, so I worked there from 2015 to 2016. So if you were to guess, I worked there mostly 2015 though, like more that year. But
the Avengers sequel, or was it something else?
I think Age of Ultron actually played, but there's something that was even bigger than that. Like that like at the time was even bigger. So I worked there when Star Wars: The Force Awakens came out. So like that was a huge one because like there hadn't been Star Wars for so many years, and so like when that movie had its opening night, like it was so crazy there that like usually they say Christmas Day is the busiest day of the whole entire year, and usually like every Christmas it's like a sea of like never-ending people just wall to wall. This was even busier than that. Like this was crazy. We had. Well, not only did we have a sea of never-ending people, we had people out the door, like around the corner. They were lined up everywhere. Everyone was coming in costumes, so we had to try and police the place because we weren't allowing any kind of masks where like people's faces were hidden, and they weren't allowed to bring in like anything that like resembled a weapon or whatever. So no lightsabers or blasters or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it was post Dark Knight Rises Colorado shooting, right? And a lot of those theaters kind of like cracked down on like dressing up and shit like that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they really cracked down. So like people were like getting pissed too. That like they had people who like worked really hard in these big elaborate costumes. We had a guy coming in like a full Jabba the Hutt costume and made him take off the like head of it. We had a guy come in like a full on Boba Fett costume. Couldn't bring the blaster in or like the helmet. Well, we let them hold it. So like if they wanted to like hold the helmet, and if they wanted to leave their
but Mandalorians aren't supposed to take their helmet off, Jordan. You're a dick.
I know. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Those are the rules. You can go see it somewhere else.
Shatter the world to pieces.
I know.
There,
Yeah.
It is real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just do like crazy things that like a lot of the managers didn't really know that we were up to. So like we would like scale the wall and like try and climb from the bottom theater up to the balcony. So we'd like get it on top of each other's shoulders and like try to climb up like that. We'd be doing that. Or like we had this thing. So I worked there for over a year, for like almost 2 years, and I used to carry Whoppers there. So like everybody hated Whoppers. like it was our like lowest selling candy, so that's why we ended up discontinuing it. So we like took this thing of Whoppers and we threw it up like, so they have those like ceiling tiles that you can kind of like push up on. You can kind of move them a little bit. So we just threw a thing of Whoppers up there, just like randomly, and like in one of the like back rooms, like one of the like storage areas for we kept like all the cleaning supplies and stuff. And a year later, we decided we were going to check to see if the thing of Whoppers was still up there, and we looked and it was still up there. So we like took it. We went around to, like all the employees and we're like, "Hey, you want some Whoppers?" Just trying to like act like we're just being nice, offering some free Whoppers or something. And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, sure," and like, but like they didn't know they're eating year-old Whoppers or whatever. so yeah. Or like we'd go into the break room.
All these stories just confirm to me more and more, Jordan, that like you're kind of a dick. Like unless you're a friend. Like if you're not Jordan's friend, you're kind of a dick. Like get on your good side, or he's gonna mess with you, right. Or do something horrible to you. You don't know.
Likes to have fun, right?
Right. So, you're our dick. You're our dick, Jordan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Or like we would go in the break room. We just put like random things in the microwave. We'd set it for like 99 minutes, 99 seconds, and we just walk off and go clean it.
Oh my god.
We walk away and we go and clean an entire theater, and we'd like come back and there'd be smoke pouring out of there. We're like. Be like, oh crap. So we like run in there and like hurry and pull it out before we like burn the place down. But like yeah, we just do just crazy things.
And then we just like set the theater on fire. It was hilarious. Right. Yeah, oh, man, it was so hilarious. Funny. We just burnt all the stuff, the sound stuff on the sides of the theaters. Man, it was so funny, and nobody ever found out.
Yeah, right. What the funny thing is,
now. This is a cello.
We took a body and we like buried it up in the ceiling. Right. It was hilarious, dude. People just always asking and complaining about the theater.
We'll
theater
lure you behind the forest. You can talk to us, man.
Yeah, right. The funny thing is though, like it was a group effort though. There's like so many people that were just doing all this stuff. Like every once in a while they would put me over in concession, but we all called it. I'm having to go to Nam, so we'd be like. I'm like, man, they're going to put me in Nam today. I got to go fight when we're in the front lines in Nam and deal with customers today or like food or whatever. Mm-hmm. Was Chris just like randomly disappeared into the forest? Yeah, right.
Jordan Anderson, where names have been changed.
It leads into Jordan next story where he was a park ranger for 2 weeks and then he sicked all the bears on the Taurus and they got fired immediately. He just would plant old Whoppers in people's tents and they got attacked and he thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Hilarious.
Dude, but you just had to have been there. It was funny.
Yeah.
So I do remember the one time you told me about how when you hooked up your switches, I think, to the big old screen.
That's when I worked for AMC theaters. So like I worked for a different theater then. And for our Christmas party, we brought a bunch of video game consoles and like hooked them up to the big screen. So that was cool. So yeah, we're like playing Super Smash Brothers and stuff like that on the big screen. But with this job, so we had this guy that like came to work and like he was super friendly and like cool to all the employees, but he just goofed off like 24/7. Did not take the job serious at all. So you think I goofed off? Like this guy was like me on like steroids as far as
this guy goofed off so much. It's not like he went and watched a 2-hour movie for the first 2 hours of his shift. No. This guy was a total goof off.
He did more than that. Like so, like I remember when I was working in concessions, like you just take random hot dogs, and we had like an upstairs with a greeter that was upstairs because they had to check IDs before you went upstairs because they served alcohol up there. So like he would start throwing random hot dogs up there, trying to hit the like 16-year-old girl that was working up there. And like he would hit her in the head with these hot dogs, and like we'd just be like laughing because like if the boss saw that, that'd almost be like a fireable offense. Like if you get caught doing that, but like he'd always find a way to get away with it. Like he never got caught for like any of this stuff. Or like he would go over to the arcade machines, kind of like Christian Harloff. If you ever seen SEN Live, he's like telling a story about like how his friend would like rig the arcade games with someone that would plug up all the like coin machines, and then he had a little tool that he could fish in there. He could pull out all the like extra change out of there, and he could like steal all the change out of there. So he would do that like all the time. And like I was just like, man, like we had a guy that was exactly like that. He did the same exact thing. So when Christian was like telling that, like I wanted to like try to call in or something. You're like, yep, I've been there before. We had a guy just
called
like
theft.
that. Yeah, right.
That's
Exactly.
illegal.
Yeah. It's
The
crazy.
arcade
But they would
companies
do
are
it,
probably
though.
not happy about that.
Nope. No.
So yeah.
Yeah. That one actually wasn't
We
me
don't
doing that.
condone
That was a
theft.
little, like, even much for me sometimes. But like we made friends with the people upstairs, and so since they had a restaurant, they'd give us free food all the time. So like they just have like in the kitchen, they have plates of all this free food. Whenever we had a minute to we could sneak away, it'd be like super slow. We'd just be upstairs, just like eating food and like hanging out with like all the employees upstairs, because they kind of made it separate, because like most of the employees that work downstairs were like high school age kids and whatnot, and then on the upstairs they're kind of like an older crowd. You had some chefs that they're like cooking actual real food, and you had some like servers, things like that. But like yeah, so like we had a good time there though. So but that was that job. And like Chris mentioned, I also worked at the AMC theaters. That was years later. That was after I moved to Washington. I worked at the AMC theaters right outside of Seattle. That one we didn't really get into too much shenanigans. Like we didn't really have the right like crew there that was really into all that kind of stuff. So we just had fun at like our Christmas parties and that kind of stuff. But then so to list some of the other places where I've worked before. So I've worked at a Hollywood Video, and ended up quitting that job because we decided one day that I was bored of the job, and I was just like, I want to work somewhere else. So I just made up an excuse that I found another job somewhere, but like literally, like I didn't. It was back when I was only like 16 years old, so like I was just kind of just like not really in the mindset of like we're trying to maintain full-time employment if I could. So, but then, so I've worked for a chocolate company over in Garden City, Idaho, that's called Good Cacao. They make organic chocolate. And that was a pretty fun job, but the manager kept getting on my case saying that I was leaning over too much and like hair might fall in the chocolate or like whatever. But I felt like I kept going out of my way not to lean over. Like I was really trying hard not to, but he kept getting on me about it. But
didn't you wear a hairnet?
Well, for whatever reason, they didn't have us wear any hairnet, but we had gloves.
That would kind of solve the problem of the hair thing. If you just wore a hairnet, right, then it wouldn't matter how much you were leaning over. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's dumb, but it was pretty comparable to the episode of I Love Lucy, where they're sitting like in the chocolate factory, like with the conveyor belt, and they keep eating all the chocolate. Like we're literally doing the same thing, except for we weren't eating it. We were just like on the conveyor belt line, just kind of like inspecting all the chocolate, and then when we like send it to the little things to get like put in the wrappers super fast, they'd shoot through these things and like go into the wrappers. So I did that.
Sounds like a horrible job.
Well, I had a lot of fun with it, but all
right.
And then
teach his own.
Yeah, right. And then I worked as a leasing agent at an apartment complex where like literally I would just sit in the front office and I would just collect people's rent checks and then enter them into the system. And then in the morning, they would have me update the like ads on like apartments.com and like Craigslist for their apartment complex. And then they started to like teach me like some like bill coding stuff just a little bit, but I didn't really have to do very much. And then every once in a while they'd have me go and give an apartment tour. But like the rest of the time we just sit on our phones and just like screw off.
I had a buddy in Orlando who every time I went down to Orlando, he would if I was down there for something, he would let me stay in the apartment complex, but I could stay in the model apartment that was right next to the office. So like, he had like because he did the same thing. He like ran the lease office or whatever.
Yeah.
And but it was the same thing, but he had like a model right next door that he could show people, if they were interested in like renting an apartment, right? And because they all had the same layout. So I could stay in the apartment, but I couldn't like sleep on the couch or the bed. I would have to like bring like an inflatable bed or something because I couldn't mess up the sheets or like mess up the pillows or anything. Like everything had to be the same. So the only thing I could do is like, which is fine. At least I had like a roof and water and a toilet. You know what I mean? It'd be fine.
Right.
It just like he would just say like, when you left in the morning, just like make sure the toilet's clean, you know, like get a spray bottle and just make sure everything's clean. And then like you can use the sink or whatever, like that's fine. Just make sure everything's clean. And like, but I just couldn't sleep on the bed or anything. So I had to bring my own inflatable bed. But you know, hey, it's better. Cool. It was better than paying $100 for a hotel room.
Exactly.
And it's free. You know what I mean? So like whatever, blow up the bed in the living room and just lay. And then the TV worked. Everything was cool. Like our TV, internet, all worked. So I mean, it was fine.
Well, like. Yeah. So for whatever reason, I ended up getting hired at this apartment complex through a temp agency, and so like the contract with the temp agency had with the apartment complex eventually ended after a couple months. But like after that, I really tried hard to get another job as a leasing agent because it's like super easy work and it's actually kind of fun and for whatever reason, I just was never ended up getting hired anywhere else, and a lot of places wanted you to know like a lot of laws. Like there's a lot of laws when it comes to like tenants and like contracts and like all the leasing stuff. You got to know all the stuff, which I studied up on it and like I tried to learn all of that type of stuff and like prove to them that I knew it. But I don't know, for whatever reason I never got.
All he did. All my buddy did was like once an hour he had to go around on the golf cart, just like drive around the complex and like make sure everything was like hunky dory. You know what I mean? Just everything was cool.
Yeah.
And then he would just be in the office the rest of the time. And all he did was like play online poker all the time on his computer in the office. Like it's literally like all he did. And every time somebody would come on, he'd like, you know, pause it or whatever. But yeah, like that's all he did like all day. He was just play online poker and do all the stuff in the office.
I worked with this girl who was like super cute. So like she would just sit in the office with me. And like she'd be like, yeah, if you just want to get on your phone or just watch something. It's like she would literally watch like an entire season of Arrow. She'd watch it once a week. So she'd like finish an entire season, have enough time to do it, and 1 week, and the next week she'd be on season 2, and she'd just go through all the seasons of Arrow. So yeah, she was doing that. And then let's see. So I also worked for a long time doing home health care. So I'm also a CNA. So I've worked in like nursing homes. I've worked in like several different hospitals, St. Luke's, St. Al's, a couple of hospitals in the Boise area. And then like working as on the hospitals I really liked, but I didn't really like working in a nursing home very much. I know, Chris, you have a little experience doing that. So I know how it goes when like literally they like put you on the night shift and then you got to work from like 7 p.m. to like 7 a.m. You work these crazy long shifts. And,
exactly.
And to stay awake. But for me, so I got med certified. So on top of all of that, I had to pass out all the medication. And like sometimes, so they put me at different locations, and sometimes I get be put at these really huge locations where like, so literally I'd be in charge of like 75 to 100 residents, and so they just throw me in this nursing home. I'd be the only person working the night shift, and then have one assistant person, but they're not certified to like do anything with the medicine.
Right.
So they can't touch any of that. They can get in some big trouble if they do, and so like I'd have to like make sure everyone got their medication at the exact time that they needed it or they wanted it or whatever, or like people would get like pissed. They'd be getting like seriously pissed. They'd be like where's my pills? I'm supposed to have a pill delivered to my room at 2 a.m. Like, where are you at? And I'm like working my way towards the room, but it's like I got to deal with 15 other people just trying to fly from room to room to room and give them all their medication. And then like crazy stuff would happen in the middle of the night. Like if a resident falls, then you have to call 911 and the ambulance has to come. And like literally that probably happen once a week. Like there's so many people there. Like it happen all the time because people will just be in their room and they're not supposed to get up. But a lot of these people in nursing home, they have dementia. They don't understand like what's going on, so they'll just get up and think that they're able to do it, but they're not, and they'll just fall. And like sometimes they'll be seriously hurt, sometimes not. Like it just depends. So like you got to watch for all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of responsibility, and like also on top of that, since I was just a CNA and not a certified nurse, ended up being the certified butt wiper in the old folks' home. And like I just ended up having to like change old people's diapers and like give them showers. I just like no, that's not for me. That's not really something I want to do for the rest of my life. So I'm just kind of like no. So I kind of moved on. But the sad thing is though that they're really high paying jobs though. Like certain places I was making like $25 an hour to do it, but it's like just not something I want to do for the rest of my life. So it wasn't really worth it.
If somebody, is it wrong to say if somebody had dementia or like a short-term memory, if they fell, I would go in their room and laugh at them for a minute at first and then call 911 and they wouldn't remember it and just go, Ira, you silly goose.
Yeah, right.
You're 85 years old. Quit running around.
Yeah, right.
Silly Billy. and then call the ambulance. And then like, what are they going to do? Believe the dementia patient? Come on.
Yeah, right. Well, the thing that I really liked about it though is like, I like going to like talk to the residents and like hear some of their stories. They have some pretty cool stories and stuff. Like I met one guy who was best friends with Joe Albertsons, the like owner who like created the
That's cool.
like, Albertsons chain. And so like he grew up with them, so they had stories of them when they were kids hanging out together. And then he would go up to Joe Albertsons has a. Well, he's not alive anymore, but his daughter still owns the family's cabin up at Payette Lake. They have a cabin up in McCall, Idaho. So every once in a while you'll see a helicopter come up there and like land in front of this huge giant like mansion of a cabin, and that's Joe Albertson's daughter that's just like using the like family helicopter to go up there. So you have stories of like getting rides in the helicopter, all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. But so yeah, and then a couple of other jobs that I had a good time with. So I used to have a job setting up for like major concerts. So I worked for this place called Rhino Staging Northwest. So we go around to all the huge concert venues in the Seattle area, and we'd set up for like some pretty huge acts. We set up for like Metallica, like Garth Brooks, Snoop Dogg. We did Kid Cudi. We did like Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry. We did Tom Petty before he passed away. So like we did all these really cool shows. So I have a couple of pictures from the Garth Brooks show that I did.
This is cool. Yeah.
Because I got to set up his personal dressing room and then also the VIP area. So I got to handle some of his personal guitars. And so we were setting it up since he wasn't there. Remember that, like I was like, man, I'm never gonna have another chance to have Garth Brooks' personal guitar. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna strum a couple chords. So I was like, this here's a little ditty that I call "The Long and Lonesome Road." Just like pulled it out and like strummed a couple chords on it. But there's some pictures here of like setting up for the like shows here. So this is in the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. So that's kind of like the beginning stages, and then it kind of evolved. So like I would help set up all the like video and the sound, because I have a lot of experience with that, because I did it in high school, and I used to have my own part-time job making videos for like people's weddings, like parties, just like a graduation, just any kind of videos people wanted made for different things. So that's how I know how to do all this behind the scenes, all the technical stuff. So like this is Garth Brooks' personal changing room. So like he had a little room here, and then it went around the corner here, and he had a huge bathroom too. I didn't take a picture of his bathroom, but the bathroom was pretty huge. That's where the drummer sat, and like like some little ball that would like lift up in the air. So like the drummer would be like playing in midair. Which is kind of cool.
I'd rather have a guitar from Chris Gaines.
yeah. But this was the VIP like meet and greet area where they got to meet all the artists. So like they didn't have a whole bunch of memorabilia and all these cases here that like they wanted like photos and stuff like that. So like that was a fun job. So like I really miss doing that. Like probably the biggest stage we ever set it for was definitely for Metallica. They had a stage that we set up in the CenturyLink field where the Seahawks play, and literally it took up half of the entire field. So it had these like huge platforms that they go up 50 yards, like all the way from the end zone to the 50-yard line. So like it's pretty crazy. So they were huge, but just those are some of my favorite jobs. I mean, I'll just kind of just like not telling any stories, but just I mentioned I also worked for Amazon for a little bit, doing Amazon Fresh. So I did all the grocery side of things. I'll just say that company like is a scam from like beginning to end. The way that they treat their employees, that literally make it so employees won't ever last at the company over a year. When they do it on purpose, so they don't have to pay any extra insurance out to them, and also so the people don't start like thinking, oh well, I worked here for over a year, so I deserve a promotion. Like I know how to do all this stuff. You should promote me. They always promote from outside, they never promote from within the company. It's kind of like a really shady company, and it's probably why they. Well, like one huge reason why they're doing so well, besides all the online stuff, they just like just know how to make it a huge profit for themselves and screw their employees over. So, but then I had another job where I delivered snacks and like drinks, alcohol to like all these big tech companies in downtown Seattle. So I'd be up in all the really tall skyscrapers every night. And I had some like really amazing pictures of some sunsets over the like Puget Sound from the top of the skyscrapers, and I had them saved. And for whatever reason, I don't know where the pictures went. They didn't save to my computer, so I'll have to pull those out maybe another time. But those are all the jobs I really like. Oh yeah, and my current job too. So currently, I work for a company called Premium Retail, and then I have a second job that's for a company called Action Link, but they do the exact same thing. So basically, I get to set my own schedule. So that's the thing that I like the most about it. But like basically any retail store that has multiple locations, so like Walmart, Target, like Walgreens, Rite Aid, Fred Meyer, Home Depot, like anything that has multiple location like that, they have contracts with different companies inside these retail stores. I just go in and I just service different products, and like literally it can be like anything in the store. So like one day I'll be going in to set up the display for the Bose speaker systems in there. So like the little displays that you see when you like walk into electronic, or like I work with like Vizio, but then there'll be other days where I'm doing like cosmetics and like makeup, or like I'll be like we're doing like I don't know, like all the gift cards, for example. So like I'll be doing like a wide range of things, and then other times I'll be just going in. I just literally just take pictures and do like little audits just to verify that they have all the correct products in the correct place. And I'll just take pictures for the company. So yeah. So
I get one of those ladies that comes into our store and she works for A2 Milk, and it's like a specific brand of milk. And she complains because we have it on the top shelf and it's supposed to be in the middle shelf. And but here's the problem: our public stuff is on the middle shelf, so that takes priority over your A2 Milk lady. So yeah, right. Sorry, you're lucky your products is even on the shelf, because half the time A2 Milk we can't even get it from the damn company. So screw you and your A2 Milk. It's always out of stock. So I don't care where it's put; it needs to be on the top shelf because it's always empty. So get out of here, all that nonsense.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things. Like we're supposed to work with the stores. Like the stores want something like displayed a certain way, then that'll trump what the company that you're working for wants you to do. So like because we want to keep a good relationship with the store. So like they just pretty much tell us, it's like go in and like set it a certain way, unless the manager or like someone from that store tells you to do it differently, then you got to do it on whatever way that that specific store wants it. So like, but like just to show you how many jobs I've actually had. So like those are all the jobs I actually liked. So but then there's all these other jobs that I hated. So I worked for Hobby Lobby. I had one of the most like horrific bosses that I've ever had. That just like he's one of those bosses that just went around yelling at all the employees from like beginning to the end of your shift, and like he wouldn't just be like yelling, he'd be screaming, just screaming at the top of his lungs, like, get your ass over here. Like, why is this like this? Why does this look like shit? Looks like shit. Like, you need to fix this, blah, blah, blah. You'd be screaming at you. Like that's supposed to be like a Christian-owned company, but man, like they do not vet their like people running those stores and like at all. But I've done a crap ton of warehouse work. That's something that like I want to try to avoid at all costs. Like, but so many just like random jobs, just like unloading all these semi truck trailers and things like that. I work for a company called the Honey Bucket, where we literally pumped out porta potties all day long and like fixed and repaired them. So that was horrible. Worked for an ice cream a company called Maggie Moo's, and they made us wear all this cow stuff, like everything. It looked like a cow. We had cow bandanas and cow aprons, all this stuff. But I have a little story at the very end that kind of relates to one of Chris's stories when he worked for the like Idaho. You said Idaho Steakhouse or something like that. Where you worked. We had a similar boss like you had, which I'll get to in a minute. But then so worked for like at least 10 different like warehouses just unloading trucks. Like they're just horrible. And then worked for Stanley Steamer for a year cleaning carpets and like that.
You should have known from Adam Carolla not to do carpet cleaning companies, because that's one of his least favorite jobs he's ever had ever.
Yeah, right. But
it's cleaning carpets.
The only good thing about cleaning carpets are the tips. Like I literally get like anywhere from like $100 to like $200 worth of tips every single day, because they'd be like giving you the $50 bills, $100 bills for these jobs. It's just like crazy. So like that was nice, but the rest of the jobs sucked. And then I did working in all the nursing homes that I've had to work in, and I worked for a couple of hospitals, which are kind of hit and miss. Like the hospitals were definitely better than working in a nursing home. But and then I did home health care for this company called Multicare for about 6 years, where like that job wasn't as bad either. Like definitely better than a nursing home, because you're in people's homes. And actually, so like a little quick story. So when you're doing home health care, most of the clients pay through like Medicaid or like Medicare, but if I can never get a job working at a rich person's house where they just pay it out of pocket. Like they'll pay you good money. So like for about like 2 months, I would say, that I was working for this like really rich family's house, and like literally they had their lady's dad in the master bedroom, just like sitting in this huge king size bed all to himself, and then he would just say, yeah, you have like a laptop computer or like something like that. All you need to do it, just bring your computer, and you can just sit on this huge cushy recliner and just watch movies on your computer, or if there's any work you need to get done, you can just do that all night long. And then every night at 2 a.m. he just has one pill that he has to take, and that's all you got to do. You just got to give him the one pill. Then we have a baby monitor just in case anything crazy happens. But so far we haven't ever had anything crazy happen. I mean, literally, they're like paying me like $30 an hour to do that. To just sit there and just do that like all night long. But the sad part is the guy actually ended up passing away, and so that was the end of that job. But yeah, if you can ever find the like private pay clients, that they pay big money. So I did that. But then but just going back to like Maggie Moo's story, because I want to have one story about one of the worst jobs I've ever had. So like this guy was like the same exact way. So
do they have a catchy jingle at least?
Actually,
I don't think so.
They didn't have a catchy jingle, surprisingly, because everything else about the store was so cheesy, because you had to wear all the cow stuff, and they had cow like spots all over the store. But we had the same type of like boss that like Chris had. So like the guy would just show up like maybe once every 2-3 weeks. Like he wouldn't always be there, and like he would show up like a regular, just like a polo shirt. Like he wouldn't have like any type of uniform on. Like literally looked like he just came off the golf course, and like it's like he owned the place, but like it's just kind of like the like super like rich guys that'll just buy these companies just because they have this extra money, and they're like, yeah, like I'm just gonna buy this company, and then I'm never gonna show up, and I'm just gonna let it work for me, and it's gonna make me a bunch of money, all that stuff. So like he would come in, and like every time he would come in, like it'd be an absolute nightmare. He'd be like screaming at people. He'd be like getting after people for like the like dumbest, like just like crazy things. So I ended up getting fired from that job. And what ended up happening is that I was sick one day, and like I hardly ever get sick, but when I do, like it's bad. Like if I ever get the flu, like it's gonna knock me out for like a week, and I'm gonna be just puking and just in pain the whole entire time. And usually, like probably that I only get like that sick maybe every 5 or 6 years, if that even. So like I'm a relatively pretty healthy person. So like this one time I ended up getting really sick. I had the flu, and like I just woke up in the morning just feeling super sick, but then the night before I wouldn't feel sick at all. And I was supposed to work the next day, so I'm just like yeah, man, well, there's no way they can go into work. Like I gotta call in. Like if I go to work, I'm gonna be like throwing up all over the place. That's gonna just be a total health hazard. So I just called in, and like it just happened to be the one day out of the month that the owner of the company actually showed up there. And so on the phone, he's like, "You mean to tell me that you're just gonna call me on the day that you're scheduled to work, and you're just gonna call out, and you're gonna leave us all hanging, leave us screwed over?" I'm like, "Well, I literally have the flu. I've already thrown up 3 times. I just woke up with this. I wasn't sick yesterday, and I was planning as of like 9 p.m. last night. I was planning to come into work." He's like, "I don't care what you have. You need to get in here, or you're fired." And I'm like, well, I can come in, but I'm telling you that I'm like very, very sick, and it's going to be like really bad for the company. And like I'm going to be like guarantee you that I'm probably going to throw up multiple times. He's like, I don't give a shit. You need to come in. And like he was pissed, and so I went into work and ended up throwing up probably about 4 times while I was on shift. But luckily I made it to the bathroom every time. But he kept saying like he'd be like, "What are you doing? Why do you keep running off to the bathroom?" Like, "Hello, like I already told you that I'm sick. Like I literally like shouldn't even be here. Like I should probably go home because like I'm like deathly sick. Like I hardly ever get sick. This is like the first time in like years that I've been this sick." And then he's like, "Well, you need to get your act together. You need to make sure you're doing your job. You need to quit running off to the
Well, let me just hit the switch in the back of my head that turns off sick mode, and I'll turn my back into healthy mode, and I'll be good to go."
What an idiot! Oh.
Yeah, so like he was just like, so he comes up to me, he's like, Jordan, if you're too stupid to be able to let us know 24 hours in advance, we can find someone to be able to uncover your damn shift. Then you're too stupid to work here. Then you need to hand me your apron, like you're done. And I'm like, if you're too stupid to realize when somebody's actually sick and that they can't come in to work when they legitimately threw up 4 different times, you're still forcing them to work. You're too stupid to be able to run a company. So I did the same thing. I was like, take this apron and shove it up your ass, because fuck you. I'm done with this job. And I just walked out. I'm like, screw you. And like the funny thing is that so like my family came to pick me up because we're all planning to go out to dinner, and And so like we got in the car with the rest of my family. I was just like, yeah, so I just got fired from my job. I just told my boss off. So yeah, I no longer work there. And they're like, what happened? I'm like, well, I'm sick. I'm like really sick. Really, I should go home. I shouldn't really even go out to like dinner or anything. So they just took me home. And they're kind of pissed about the whole situation, but they just went out to dinner without me. But yeah, so that was my one story of like telling a boss off. Like I literally told him to just like screw himself. So I felt kind of good actually. So and also that whole entire company ended up going out of business 6 months later because the guy running it was an incompetent idiot that like never came into work besides one time a month, and so and now the location is a Jamba Juice. Like they don't even.
I remember Maggie Moo's being like just gross ice cream. I don't remember it being good ice cream. Yeah.
It was pretty solid, but
a piece of karma.
Like, yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So that owner who fired me, he got arrested for embezzlement. Apparently, he stole money from partners in like China or something like that.
Really?
So he got arrested.
Oh dang! Shoot.
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah. That reminds me of another quick little story. Is that the boss that I had when I was working at the Village movie theater? So he got arrested because he was sleeping with one of the employees, and she was underage at the time. So they literally had the like. Literally had the people from the corporate. They like came in one day and were like, "What's going on?" And like, we never had the corporate people here. And then the next thing that you know, the police show up and they marched our general manager out in handcuffs, and they just took him away. And we're like, "What the frick just happened?" And then our assistant manager was just chasing at the time the guy from the picture. So he got an automatic promotion to be able to run the place, and like he's like, yeah, we found out he was sleeping with like so and so, like this, like some girl, but the girl never got in trouble. But like the weird thing is that the girl would like show up from like time to time and like come see a movie, and like every time she would show up, it'd be like super awkward. Would be like that's the one that like slept with the boss, and then like on his Facebook page, like apparently they were still together, like they're still dating, and ended up getting out of jail because when they actually caught him, she was 18 at the time. But when they started the whole affair, she was 17. But then because she was 18, like they couldn't really like prove any like big charges against him or anything like that. So like he almost like basically got away with sleeping with an underage teenager. So yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, so those are all my jobs. I actually have even more jobs than just those, but like I don't want to go on all day long. So yeah, I'm gonna stop it there. But yeah, so yeah, those are some of all of our jobs, places we've worked at. Like I figured we could probably fill up an entire podcast just about talking about that kind of stuff. So the next time we can save a couple other topics that we had planned for the next episode. But Austin, if you have a game for us, we can.
Yeah, sure. We can play a game for a little bit. Yeah, wrap it up.
Jump into a game.
Yeah, fun. Kind of wrap it around the movies like we kind of usually do, kind of around the channel.
Yeah.
Movie Hero channel. So it's a very simple game. I don't even really have a name for it. I don't know if the original people I got it from had a name for it. We'll just call it the movie connection game. That's what we'll call it, right? So basically what we'll do is we'll take turns going first, so that not everybody's the same person going first. And we can even change the order if we want to occasionally, you know what I mean? We can go kind of on the screen right now, Jordan's up in the top, Chris, and then me. And so what we can do is we'll just start with a different person every time, maybe switch the order. And what we'll do is the first person, whoever goes first, will either name an actor, actor, actress, or a movie. And then the next person who's in line has to, let's say if I said a movie, then has to say somebody who's in that movie. And then the next person that goes after that has to say a movie that person who the other person named is in. And basically, you just keep going around in a circle, around and around, until somebody can't think of something, and you can't repeat any. At least for each round. Like once we start a new round, obviously everything resets. You can say whatever, but for that round, you can't say the same actor or the same movie twice, or you're out. Or basically within we'll say about 10-ish seconds. If you can't name something in about 10 seconds or so, then you're out as well. So and then we'll kind of cut it down to the 2 people, and then we'll see who wins each round. So yeah.
Yeah. So do we have to go back and forth from like actor to movie,
Mm-hmm.
or like can we name
Each
like
time.
multiple actors that were?
No. Just one.
Okay.
So like I'll give everybody an example just to start. Let's say, and this is what we're talking about before. If I was to start and say Samuel L. Jackson, right, and it goes to Jordan, and we'll go in a circle. Then let's say Jordan said Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, because he's in that movie. And then it would go to Chris, and Chris could say Ewan McGregor because he's also in that movie. I would say another movie that Ewan McGregor. I would say a movie that Ewan McGregor is in that's not Star Wars Episode 1, and then and so on and so forth. So and just again. The only rules are you can't repeat the same movie or the same actor per round. So you have to think of somebody else. So you can think of somebody super obscure in that movie who's maybe only in it for like a minute, or you can think of the star or whatever. But you got to be careful with those main stars, because if you start to run out of main stars, you got to start naming character actors or side people or whoever it is. So, all right, everybody understand?
Right. Yeah.
All right. So we'll just I think the start will go maybe for a couple of rounds. We'll go, I guess, clockwise on the screen, maybe from me to Jordan to Chris, and then maybe after a couple of rounds, maybe we'll spin it the other way and go counterclockwise.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. That way we'll always have the same order.
Let's do it.
So, all right. So do you want me to go first?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just start out with a very mainstream. I'll go with a movie, because sometimes you can either say an actor or a movie, and I'll say Jurassic Park. Jordan's new favorite movie, according to our episode.
Yep, according to my top.
All right, so it goes to Jordan. You just have to name somebody from Jurassic Park.
Well, speaking of him, we'll go Samuel L. Jackson then.
Fair enough. All right, Chris?
Jeff Goldblum.
No, you have to name a Samuel Jackson movie.
Oh, Pulp Fiction.
It alternates. So he said an actor, you have to say a movie. So you say Pulp Fiction. Now I have to name somebody from Pulp Fiction. That's not Sam Jackson, right? Okay. We've already said that. So I'll say John Travolta.
Okay.
All right. I'll say Look Who's Talking.
Okay.
Ooh.
You gotta name someone from that movie.
Mm-hmm. That's not John Travolta.
Not John Travolta, and I can think of the other lead in there. Damn it. She had her own show, too.
There's also a very famous voice in that movie. Think about a voice in that movie as well.
True.
Flippin'. She's an amazing actress. She did Weight Watchers and stuff too.
Yeah.
I
know what you're thinking of. I know exactly what you're thinking of.
We'll give Chris about 5 more seconds.
I don't know. I'm stuck right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thinking of Christy Alley?
All right.
Yes, Christy Alley.
Yeah.
All right. You're just out for this round. So me and Jordan will keep going until somebody bombs out for this round. All right. So you know what? I'll go a different route. I'll stick with the same movie. I'll say Bruce Willis, because he's the voice of the baby.
Oh, so, yeah.
Oh, that's who it was. Okay, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yep. He's the voice of Mikey.
I love those movies. Oh.
So a Bruce Willis movie that's not Pulp Fiction or Look Who's Talking or whatever.
I'll say The Sixth Sense.
Okay. Haley Joel Osment.
Okay. Then I'll say AI, artificial intelligence.
All right. Jude Law.
I'll say, oh shoot. I was thinking of the Jude Law movie. Shoot. Well, I'll say Captain Marvel. Who's in that?
Okay. I'll say I can't think of the one guy's name, so I'll just say Brie Larson. I was trying to think of what's his name. I was trying to think of Coulson's name, but I can't remember his name real quick in time.
I don't know. I have very many Brie Larson movies off the top of my head, so I'll just say The Room.
A Room? It's just called
Room.
Room. Yeah. Room. Yeah. I know what you mean. Jacob Tremblay is the kid in Room.
Okay. Then I'll say Dr. Sleep.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah, that's right.
All
God,
right.
he's so good in there.
Tricky.
Yeah.
Because we already said, we haven't said, that was just my example. We haven't said Ewan McGregor because that was just the
Okay.
example.
No,
All right, so I'll
yeah.
say
if
Ewan
you
McGregor.
want.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith.
Okay. I'll say, just for his few lines at the end, James Earl Jones.
Okay.
No.
Oh yeah. And I'll say The Sandlot.
Okay. Dennis Leary.
Ooh, shoot.
What?
Dennis
Dennis
Leary.
Leary was in
Oh.
Sam.
He's the stepdad. He's
Yeah.
he's the stepdad. Mhm.
Yeah, he's a stepdad. Yep. Mhm.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
All right, that's
Yep.
awesome. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
And I'll say the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, that's right. He was the captain. Yeah. All right. Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Okay. I'll say. Zombieland.
Okay. Abigail Breslin.
See, Abigail Breslin. Let's just. I think she's in this movie.
That's never a good way to start.
Yeah. No, because I was getting confused with Dakota Fanning. So no, I'm not going to say that. Abigail Breslin. What else is she freaking in? The only one I can think of it was an obscure one. I'll say My Sister's Keeper.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Hold on.
Like
I don't
really
know if I
sick
believe
girl
you on
that-
that one.
I'm gonna play judge.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, Chris, you need to fact check that one since you're out
You can
right
look it up.
now.
It's called My
You're a
Sister's
fact checker.
Keeper. Then I
I
don't want to give
believe
away
you.
any. I don't want to give away any of the actors because that'll ruin the game. But we could tell you like who else is it? Was in it?
Yep,
Some other
looking at the cast
actresses.
here. Yep, My Sister's
Yep.
Keeper,
Abigail
2009,
Breslin, right?
and yeah, Abigail Breslin. The
Yep.
lead in there was Cameron Diaz.
I didn't know it
Ah.
I
anyway.
want to
So,
say.
Shit.
Yeah.
well, it doesn't matter because I don't know what that movie is, so I wouldn't have known anybody in it. So Jordan wins.
All right.
Jordan wins. I'm out. All right, so Jordan
All right.
Jordan gets the point if we're keeping points.
Yep, I'll keep points for us.
Okay, maybe we'll just go to like 4 points or something like that overall, since we're playing with 3 people instead of 7 like last time. It was just me and Jordan.
That movie,
Fair
My
enough.
Sister's Keeper, though, is like one of the saddest movies that you'll ever see. Like you'll think.
You know, Jordan,
Yeah.
you could have said Zombieland Double Tap. By the way,
Yeah.
it's not the same movie. It's
I
the
could have.
sequel.
Yeah.
what-
Right.
Wasn't she in Kick-Ass? Wasn't she?
No,
No,
that's
It Girl?
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
she was
wait.
a little girl in Little Miss Sunshine. If everybody remembers,
Oh, yeah.
that's where she first stood out.
Okay, I hate that
Yeah,
movie. Oh, no.
You know, Little Miss Sunshine. Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. All right. So how about Jordan this time? How about you go first? We'll rotate who goes first. So you can start. And how about we'll go ahead and we'll switch the order this time. So it'll go Jordan, me, Chris, Jordan, me, Chris. We'll go kind of counterclockwise.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough. Just
Okay.
to switch it up.
Yeah.
So Jordan can start, and you can either name any actor or any movie just to start.
I'll start with my favorite movie of all time. We'll go with Logan to start.
Logan. All right. Well, I'll just go obvious with Hugh Jackman. Just get it started.
All right.
The Greatest Showman.
Mm.
Ooh, you're gonna throw me for a loop because I haven't seen it. So I can
Chris
try
will
to
fact check.
yes.
Chris will fact check you if you try to pull a fast one on him.
I will.
I don't know like who's even in it. So
Hold
I'll
on.
just name someone like off the wall person. I'll say Zac Efron. Was he in it? I can't remember.
He's
I'm
actually
looking
in
right
it.
now.
Okay.
He
Zac Efron
I
is
thought
in
he was
it.
in it. Yes. Okay.
You know how I know for
He
sure
is.
There you go.
is they
Yeah.
play one of the songs from the movie. They play on my Publix playlist, and it's the one he sings with Zendaya.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
The
Okay.
rewrite
Over
the
and
stars thing or whatever. They have to hear that song every day.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So
All right.
all right. You said Zac Efron, right? All right.
Yeah.
So I will say Baywatch.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an actor. You can name the obvious
one
one
where
if
they-
you want.
Yeah, there's a real obvious one for that one.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless you haven't seen it.
No, I've seen the movie. Oh my gosh, seriously? Trying to think who plays opposite him. Who's his hold on.
He's his
It's
co-star.
okay, I don't know.
Don't
I'm
know.
really dumb.
All right.
All right, you're out. All right. Well, it goes
Wow,
to
my
Jordan. Can you
goodness.
name
Start from
somebody
there?
from Baywatch? Can you name somebody from
Yeah.
Baywatch?
I can name multiple people. Should I go with someone easy or someone kind of more obscure?
It's up to you.
Whatever you think you can
Well-
trick him up with, obviously.
Yeah, right.
I'll go with Alexandria Daddario.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
So because of that, I'll say another movie with the main person that we haven't said yet in it.
Yeah,
I'll go
right.
with San Andreas.
All right.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's who the hell it was.
Yeah,
Seriously.
right. Yeah, we haven't said it yet, but yeah, the obvious one.
Well, this time I gotta say Dwayne the Rock Johnson. We'll go there.
Okay.
finally.
Fair enough. All right, maybe I'll throw you for a loop with this one. I'll say the Tooth Fairy.
Ooh.
Can you name somebody
what?
from the Tooth Fairy?
The Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to think of an obscure one.
I mean,
I don't remember who the hell's in the Tooth Fairy besides The Rock.
Look it up right now.
He's
I know
gonna
that
look
there's
up
a
and
little
fact check.
girl. Like some little
Yeah,
girl.
I don't know who plays the
I think
girl.
she's a little. I think she's a little black girl, if I'm not mistaken. I think, but yeah.
You might just have to guess.
Dude, there's
See,
actually quite a nice cast.
I'm sure there's like
Right now.
some character actors and stuff in it. I'm sure, but like
Yeah.
I've never
Just-
seen the movie, so I couldn't tell you. I only know The Rock's in
Throw
it.
out, you just throw out like a random guess, and just I don't know. I'll just say like Chris Pratt. He shows up sometimes in side
Nope.
roles or whatever.
All right, Chris,
Wrong.
rattle them off.
Okay.
Where's some of the main people in that movie besides The Rock?
Ashley Judd, Julie
Okay.
Andrews, Stephen
Oh, wow.
Merchant,
What?
Seth MacFarlane,
What? Where?
Brandon T. Jackson, I guess.
Oh yeah, from like
Ryan Scheckler.
Percy
I don't know
Jackson?
if he's- Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
All
So
right,
a couple
well, you went
recognizable people, but I get the point on that one. So yeah.
All right.
Yes, you do.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So this time we'll keep the same order, but we'll start with Chris because Chris hasn't started yet. So you can start with anything. You can start with any
Okay.
actor, any movie, whatever you want, and it'll go to Jordan. All right.
Let's go with Humphrey Bogarts.
Let me
Mm.
turn my fan
All
up
right,
really
Jordan.
quick so I can-
Oh God, what's he doing? What's he pulling up? Huh?
No, my fan crapped out on me, and it's like really hot in here. I'll have to fix it. in a minute.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna go with the Maltese Falcon.
Oh,
I'm gonna fix it.
and
I
oh boy, oh boy.
I know.
I know. Of course, you know.
There we go.
I may just have to think of like an old timey actor or actress and just guess if they're in Maltese Falcon. And Chris could tell me if
Yeah.
I'm right or wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Just
I got to
Yeah.
run to the restroom. Sorry about this.
Sure.
okay.
yeah,
Tell me
yeah.
real quick because I'm about to lose this round. So tell me if I'm just right or wrong.
Okay.
I don't know. Ingrid Bergman. Is she in that movie?
Hold on.
She might be actually.
I'm thinking of an old timey actress from like the 40s.
Yeah, right.
I feel like that's not her, but hold on.
I think she's in Casablanca, but I don't think she's in Maltese Falcon. I could be wrong.
She is
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
All right. So
Yeah,
I'm out.
you're
So
out.
it goes back to so Chris got to go to the bathroom, but it's going to be your turn. All right.
Yeah.
So I got to go to the restroom real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll just vamp for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew he was going to pull some shit like that.
Yeah, right.
I started thinking like,
Yeah.
who the fuck else is in Casablanca?
Yeah. I don't know anybody else. The black guy that was named Sam who plays the piano, but I don't know.
Oh, you know who's you know who is the damn Invisible Man? Claude Rains is like the side guy in that movie. Yeah,
you're right.
Invisible Man guy.
Yeah,
but he's like the dude he like buddies up with or whatever in the bar. Yeah, but I knew he was gonna pull that. Well, you're gonna have to be careful because you said Maltese, so he's gonna name some really obscure person from Maltese
I know,
Falcon,
right?
and then you're gonna be out immediately. So he's gonna get his point.
Well, starting with Humphrey Bogart, I didn't really stand much of a chance to last long.
Yeah. It's like, it's literally like you say Casablanca or Maltese or African Queen or Treasure Madre or whatever, and that's pretty much all you say.
Yeah, right.
So yeah,
it's like
yep. Next he's gonna be like James Cagney. All right,
yeah,
Jordan.
right. Yeah.
So James Cagney in.
I don't know anything that he's in. Sorry, I couldn't name.
Yeah, Claudia Stewart.
Yeah, right. It's like, it's like Jimmy Stewart, but you got to name a movie other than like
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life or like Rear Window or something.
I know his. I know his last performance. Do you know his last actual acting performance? Jimmy Stewart.
No, I don't
before
know.
he died. It's one that'll throw you for a loop. It was actually Fievel Goes West, an American Tale.
Really?
That Fievel movie where the cowboy, he's the voice of the really old sheriff dog in that movie.
Oh yeah. Where it's like gotta give him the
lazy eye. Yeah. Well, he does the monologue he does at the end when he's literally walking off into the sunset at the end, like the character is, and he's talking about how we all gotta walk away someday or so. It actually is very fitting for his last role. If you go back and watch it, it's kind of haunting.
Cool. Nice.
We were talking about Jimmy Stewart's last role. We got on an old timey actor rant thing, so we're talking about. His last role was in Fievel Goes West, that American Tale movie, the animated movie.
That was his last movie ever? Oh my gosh, that is so fitting.
He's the voice of the old sheriff dog in that movie, yeah. Uh-huh.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Such an amazing actor. Oh.
Yeah. So
that's kind of killing me.
All right, well, I'm out. So, but here's the thing. Is I know Chris is probably going to get a point because it's still on the Maltese Falcon, so you can name somebody from the Maltese Falcon and totally throw Jordan off here and get a point. So
yeah,
Chris.
So really Sydney, Maureen O'Hare.
Oh yeah, Maureen O'Hare. Okay.
She is the one that plays opposite Sam Spade. And they're basically Casablanca.
All right. Well, Jordan, can you name a Maureen O'Hara movie?
Probably not.
I knew you were going to do this. No. Just guess an old movie. Maybe you'll get lucky.
I don't know. Like a whole lot of old movies to begin with, but
just guess a stereotypical old movie. Maybe you'll luck into one.
I would say like Singing in the Rain. I don't know.
No, she's not in there.
I have no idea.
It's a good guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I want to see what movie she is in.
Well, I'm out.
Stereotypical.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Maureen O'Hara was in. Oh, that's right. She was in the original Miracle on 34th Street. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about that.
All right. Okay. Well, that'd be one of the more obvious ones.
I have Debbie Reynolds' autograph and Donald O'Connor's autograph.
Oh, cool.
Well, Chris goes old school like I knew he would and gets a point on that one, so I knew that would happen.
We each have a point.
All right. So, we're tied right now.
Everybody's got a point. So, all right, let's switch the order back up. Let's go clockwise. So we'll go me and then Jordan. And I'll start with an actor this time. I'll say Jeff Goldblum. We'll start with somebody that you can name a couple of things. All right.
Then should I go with the easy one or like an obscure one? Because I could go obscure. Yeah. I'll say The Fly.
Okay.
You know any actors from The Fly, Chris? Because I kind of feel like maybe you don't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Chris is not very happy right now.
I don't know any.
You didn't watch it for the 80s horror show? You're following along with us?
I did. It's an amazing movie, but I don't remember the cast for it.
There's
Other
really
than
only
Want me to
about
switch it up?
three.
I can switch it
There's
up.
only
if
really
you
about
want.
3 main people in
No.
that movie.
You already picked
There's
it,
one-
so you're good.
There's
Okay.
one famous actress in that movie. Very famous actress.
Yeah.
Oh, so it goes to me to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm gonna say I could switch it up, and I could just go like Independence Day or something easy.
no, you already laid down the gauntlet.
All right.
I'm gonna say, gosh, is it Sandra Bullock?
No.
No.
Sandy wasn't really acting then. Yeah, because her first movie wasn't until about 1990
I'm
or so.
a dork. Okay.
All right. All right. So Chris is out of this round. All right. So it goes to me. Still on The Fly. So yeah, the lead actress of The Fly, Chris, is Gina Davis.
Oh my
okay.
gosh!
Yes.
What? Wow.
Gina Davis.
She's
Mhm.
classy.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's great. She's great in The Fly.
So I can see the movie that I just barely
You
watched
just
for,
saw
for a baseball movie. I'll say League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own. All right, I'm gonna make you work for this one, Jordan. Name another Madonna movie because Madonna's in that movie.
Yeah. And
Oh, she is. Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Like literally, I don't know any Madonna.
Oh, I know one.
Okay.
I know
Can I say-
two actually off the top of my
I
head.
know
wait,
one.
wait. Actually, can I say? It's crap.
It's crap. That's
No.
a good go.
Well, most of what she did was crap.
One. Was she in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me? Was she in one of those? I thought she was in one of them. Wasn't she?
No.
No. No.
Or maybe she was in like some James Bond movie or something like that. She might have been in a Bond movie, wasn't she?
She did one of the songs, but that doesn't count. It doesn't
Okay.
count.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm out because the only other thing I can say is like a music video, like the Like a Virgin music video or something.
No. She was in a terrible erotic thriller with Willem Dafoe called Body of Evidence.
Oh wow.
Yes. Yes, I was gonna say that.
And
Yeah.
she was in
All
some
right.
other like terrible Guy Ritchie movie called like Swimming Pool or something like that. It was some garbage
Oh,
like
wow.
Guy Ritchie movie.
Dang.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, she's
thanks.
most of her movies are pretty bad other than A League of Their Own, yes. So wow. All right, yeah. I thought I was either gonna go with her or Rosie O'Donnell, making
Yeah,
a Rosie
right.
O'Donnell movie. Just the three.
I
Or
don't know if I
like
could have
Lori
done that
Petty.
either.
You could have said Lori Petty. You know any Lori
Yeah.
Petty
Oh
movies?
yeah.
No, Jordan, you don't know Lori Petty?
No, but I will say Lori Petty kind of stole the show for me in that
Yeah.
movie.
She's-
though. She's pretty
Jordan,
good.
she's Tank Girl. You didn't know that?
Oh, she's Tank Girl, yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, Tank Girl.
She
And she's
is.
also
I
in
forget.
she's in Free Willy. She's in Point Break. She was kind of everywhere in
Oh.
the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah. So, anyways,
right,
Point Break
well,
is one of the
so-
greatest movies.
Yeah.
Ever made.
so I got the point on
Who's
that
up?
one. So we'll go to Jordan, and we'll just keep
Okay.
the same order for now. We'll switch it up next time, but we'll go Jordan and then Chris. So Jordan, you can start with anything you want.
Okay. I'll do something kind of relatively easier. I'll just say Will Smith. Name a
All
Will
right.
Smith movie.
Mhm.
We actually have a few rounds here.
Okay,
Right.
so I get to go next.
Yeah, it's on
Yep.
you, Chris. Will Smith.
Hitch.
Hitch.
All right.
All right. I'll say Kevin James.
Well, then I'll say Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Mm-hmm.
You know anyone from Paul Blart Mall Cop? Besides Kevin James?
I might know the lead female in that movie. I'd have to get it fact checked though. We'll see.
Oh my gosh. Wow, this is bad.
I was gonna say-
No, you could do it.
I was going to say Grown Ups to make it easier, but I was like, eh.
Yeah.
That's a little too easy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What? I feel like
Yeah, I'm not sure who else is even in that movie. So
I've only saw it once, so I'm trying to remember like who was either
Wasn't
the main
there?
terrorist guy or the main chick. Yeah, I'm trying to remember like.
I can't stand those Paul Blart movies. They actually made a freaking sequel.
Yeah.
Who was asking
Yeah.
for a sequel to Paul Blart Mall
Nobody.
Cop?
It's kind of
You know who was
ridiculous.
asking for a sequel? The studio when Paul Blart 1 made $200 million at the box office. That's who was asking for Paul Blart 2.
$200 million it made? What the
Oh, dude,
frick?
it made like a shitload of money. Go look it up. Yeah, it
What?
made a ton of money. Oh, it made
Ashley Judd.
Is she? I don't know.
Is she in it?
Fuck.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
I
Hold
don't
on. Let me look up
Did it
Mall
affect-
Cop.
Why don't you look it up, Chris? 'Cause I'm pretty sure you're wrong, but you know.
I think I am too.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to take a guess too, and I might be out, but I'm just going to take a guess
See.
of somebody who I think
No,
might be in the movie. Don't say it though.
No.
Don't say who's in it.
Oh yeah.
She's not in it though.
Just say
She's
no.
not in it. I was wrong.
All right, so if he's out, so I still got to name somebody. See, I either got to name the bad guy or the girl, and I can't remember who the bad guy was either. I'm going to guess somebody who's way out of his league, who's a little bit older. I vaguely remember Carla Gugino being in that movie, maybe, but I could be wrong.
I'm looking. Hold on.
You'll let Chris fact check it, so I don't like see who's in it. But
I'm looking. No.
No?
No. Oh, sorry. But
Jesus. All right.
Oh my gosh, I would
Did I
have
get the
been right
point?
represent Adam Sandler. Seriously?
For Paul
he was in
Blart?
it?
For a minute?
Was he in it?
Yeah, cameo?
Yeah.
And then a quick camp. The
I'm gonna
funny
look
thing is,
this
you said Ashley Judd, and like literally her sister Winona Judd was at the end of the movie. So like she was in it.
Shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Who the hell's
So-
the chick? Damn it, mate. Like, I don't know who any of these people are.
Because he's obsessed with Winona
Bobby
Judd for some reason.
Cannavale.
Really?
Alan Covert. Was
Bobby
in all the
Cannavale.
Sandler movies. Dude, this cast is paper thin. Kevin
Yeah.
James. So
Oh,
literally,
Peter
no one-
Garrity has played a lot of amazing shows.
Yeah.
Jackie
Well, I got the
Sandler?
point. So
Oh,
I
Steven Ronzali, isn't he from Psych? Ronzali? Yes, he is.
it might be.
Hey, he's from Psych.
Okay. But who's up now?
Oh, so it'll be Chris next, and we're
Okay.
gonna switch the order and go from Chris to Jordan. So Chris, you
Okay.
can name anything you want.
Wait, so who got the point on that one? Sorry. So Jordan, right?
Jordan
Yeah.
did because I bombed out of Paul Blart also because there's nobody in Paul
Okay.
Blart except for Kevin James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys currently are tied. I have 1 point. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see. Mm,
What do you want to go with? I tried to make it easy with Will Smith, but I guess it wasn't so easy.
Oh, this is hard because I'm realizing like now I could screw myself because then I'd have to guess a role.
Yeah, true.
Let's
someone
go
that
with
would be very
James
relatable.
Franco.
Franco. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
James Franco. So, let's see. I'll say Pineapple Express.
All right. I'll say Danny McBride.
There you go.
Danny McBride in
Yeah,
that?
he's red. He's red. The drug dealer guy with the baseball
Yeah.
bat.
Okay.
The guy who at the end has the shotgun. He's like thug life. And he's got a neck
Oh,
brace
yeah.
on the whole time. It's Danny
Like, you
McBride.
just got killed by a Daewoo Lanos mother effer.
Yeah, he gets like his ear shot off at the end. He's like playing with it in the diner at the
Yeah.
end. He's got all his ear blown
Okay,
off.
so
Yeah.
Trailer Park Boys the movie.
Danny McBride's in that movie.
No.
Who's in it?
You sure about that? I want to fact check that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Get a fact
Isn't he in
check.
Trailer Park Boys?
He's not-
They did make a
He's
Trailer
not one of the Trailer Park Boys, so I kind of want to fact check that unless he has a cameo.
Yeah.
Park- What? He isn't?
He's not one of the Trailer Park Boys.
He's not?
No.
But I think there's a chance he might be in it though. Like I'm like,
Yes,
kinda
he
feeling
is.
like
I mean,
maybe
He
he
is
is in it.
Danny. He is in there. He
Danny
absolutely
McBride,
is in that show.
in the show, but is he in the movie?
Yes, he's in the movie.
I'm not seeing him in the cast in the movie.
Oh.
The
Wah, wah.
movie's 2006. I'm gonna look up Danny McBride and go through his IMDb,
Sorry,
go back
Chris.
to 2006 and see if he's in there. I don't think you're gonna win this one, Chris. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sort through. Going to 2015, 2011.
Just because he looks like a redneck
Pineapple
doesn't
Express,
mean that he's in that movie.
Superbad, Hot Rod, Foot Fist Away. Those were his first 3 movies. No.
No. Okay.
Nope. He might have made a cameo on the show, but he ain't in the damn movie. Sorry.
Well, yeah, as long as he's in the show, that's what matters.
No.
No,
about
that's
the movie.
like saying we're talking about the
Which
movie.
is the part
If you're
was
talking
the
about
movie.
he's not in the movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Hold on.
So
He's determined on this
My
one.
turn?
It's like when my dad was convinced that Scarlett Johansson was in American Pie, and I have to keep telling him,
yeah.
no, she's not.
Like, no.
No,
she's not
like
in
no,
American
she's
Pie.
not in American Pie. Like I've seen
Yes,
American
he
Pie.
is.
Like, not
He's
in the movie.
on the cover.
That's not
No, he's
him.
not.
You're thinking of a totally different
It's not
guy. That's the guy who looks
Oh.
like Danny McBride.
Wow,
That's the
I'm
guy
an
who looks like
idiot.
Danny McBride.
It's Rob Wells. God, I'm an idiot. Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole different. It's another whole different person. Yeah, he looks like
It's a
Danny
whole different
McBride, but it's not
person.
him.
Dude, I do
Yeah,
that so
Rob
much,
Wells looks like
dude.
him.
Jordan,
What?
I'm famous for that, doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, you are. You do that all the time. You like swear that like someone is a certain actor. I'll be like, no, it's not. Like we'll literally go into IMDb and look it up now and be like, nope, sorry, it's not.
No.
God,
Well,
I suck
Jordan
at this
is.
game.
Well, Jordan's to you. Chris is
Rob-
out again because he got
Oh,
the
yeah,
actors
Rob-
confused.
Rob
So
Wells. Yeah, it does look like him.
so we're still on Danny McBride, Jordan. If you can name another Danny McBride movie besides Pineapple Express, I just named like 3 while we were looking it up, so you can name something.
I'll say, Your Highness.
Your Highness. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your Highness. Natalie Portman was in Your
Okay.
Highness.
Natalie Portman. Let's see. I'll say V for Vendetta.
Okay. I'm trying to think of some random person who was in that.
Yeah, right.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, what's that guy's name?
Like,
What's that guy's name?
I don't know very many random people in that movie, so
Oh,
only know the main.
Oh God, I'm forgetting his last name, so I'll just have to move on and try to think of it later. But I guess I'll just go with the obvious one and say Hugo Weaving. I was trying to think of what's his name.
Okay.
Steven, the comedian guy.
Stephen Fry.
Stephen Fry. Yeah, I couldn't
Oh
think of his
yeah,
last name.
yeah,
Because he's the
Right,
kind of
yeah.
funny commentator guy on TV. I was trying to think of him and throw you off.
yeah.
But no, I went with Hugo Weaving, so I'm still in.
Okay.
All right.
You go Weaving, and then I'll have to say The Matrix.
Okay. I'll say for the Matrix, Joe Pantoliano. He's Cypher. The Matrix.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Joe Pantoliano. Then I got to go with Bad Boys.
Bad Boys. Okay. I'll say Martin Lawrence.
The Chief, Martin Lawrence. Okay.
Mhm.
For Martin Lawrence, I'll go with Big Mama's House.
Oh yeah, I love Big Mama's. Actually,
Yeah.
I owned Big Mama's House on VHS for many years.
Oh, yeah?
so
That's
I know that Paul Giamatti is in Big Mama's House.
True. Okay.
Believe it
For,
or not, he was in Big Mama's House. He's
Wow.
his partner. Yeah, he's his
I actually
partner.
know quite a few Paul Giamatti movies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For Paul Giamatti, I'll go with Love and Mercy, the Beach Boys movie.
Oh yeah, well
Yeah.
John Cusack, I believe, is the lead of that movie. Am I right?
Yeah.
Love and Mercy. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Then
Well, it's a good thing I know that because I haven't seen Love and Mercy, but I remember him doing a ton of interviews about. I remember him going on the podcast circuit for Love and Mercy. So, yeah.
Yeah, the Beach Boys are one of my favorite bands, so I love that movie. But
Yeah.
let's see for
So
John
John
Cusack. I'll go with Say Anything.
Oh, Say Anything. Funny you should say anything because I haven't seen Say Anything.
Oh, dang.
Ooh, so I might have to take a late '80s guess on this and just guess somebody that might be in Say Anything out of all
The
those
funny
people.
thing is, Funny thing is, I haven't seen it either, so
I
I just know
All
he's in it. Yeah.
Okay, I've got the list pulled up.
All right, so Chris will be my fact check. I might just have to guess like somebody from like 1989 that was in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I'll just guess, and maybe he was in a cameo or something. I'll just guess Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. I don't know.
Fact check it.
I'm looking right now.
I'm pretty sure I'm not right. I don't know who the lead actress in that movie was, so I don't know.
Lily something. Let's look it over to this.
Mm.
Lily
No,
Tomlin?
he was not in that movie.
Is that?
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure I knew I was wrong, but I just wanted to see. I've never seen say anything. I'm ashamed to admit that, but
I would have guessed one of the.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I would have guessed one of the two Corys. I would have guessed like Corey Feldman or Corey Haim or something like that.
Yeah, none of them are. I'm like scrolling through.
No,
There's not a lot of like known people in that movie. Jeremy Piven's in it.
Jeremy
in like a little role.
Piven's in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
and Eric Stoltz
Lily
has like
Taylor.
a tiny part. Okay. Eric
Jason
Stoltz.
Gould.
Yeah.
Eric Stoltz, like the guy from Chips, like him.
Oh
like
yeah.
Well, he's
Yes.
also in Eric Stoltz is in Pulp Fiction. He's the heroin dealer also.
Oh,
he
he
is.
is.
Okay.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one on my
blonde hair.
blind spot. I've never seen Pulp Fiction. It's on.
You never see? Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
I
We got to
love
do that for
movie
blind
so
spots.
much.
We
Yeah.
gotta do that for blind spots, dude. We should. There's a lot to talk about in
should.
Pulp Fiction. That'd be a good one because there's a lot of notes and like things to talk about. With Pulp
True
Fiction.
Romance is
Yeah.
one of my favorite.
Oh, have you seen True Romance, Jordan?
No, I've
Love
never
it
seen that either.
so
True
much.
Romance is fucking awesome,
It's
and it has
literally
one of the greatest.
my favorite movies
Dude,
of him.
Chris,
Yeah.
like we won't spoil it for him, but the scene between Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken is one of the greatest
Yes.
scenes in the cinema history
Oh.
Yeah,
ever.
it is.
Ever.
It is absolutely.
It's a 10-minute
Well, that's
scene.
those
It's
two in it.
brilliant.
Yes.
And well, the
That'd
thing
be
was,
down.
it was written
I
by
love
Quentin
those two.
Tarantino. It was directed by Tony Scott. So it's one of his early
Oh.
Yeah.
screenplays that he didn't direct. Was
I
She
didn't
Wrote.
know
Okay.
that. I
Mhm.
love that movie so much, though. Oh,
Yeah.
We should
It was one
maybe
of my-
we should do a double like we did for Alien Aliens. Talk about a Tarantino directed movie, Pulp Fiction, and then one of his early scripts that he didn't direct of True Romance that Tony Scott
bet.
did. That'd be kind of an
Yes.
interesting
Good.
dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah, we
That'd
could.
be interesting.
Yeah.
And because one was 93 and 94, so they were kind of back to back. So I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, true.
True Romance is awesome. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
And a great cast. Great cast.
oh yeah, ridiculous
From Pulp
cast.
Fiction. Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's a lot to talk
Christian
about. There's a lot to talk
Slater.
about with both. Yeah, Christian
So
Slater,
many
Patricia
great scenes
Arquette,
in that I can't ruin.
Um,
Oh.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken, Dennis Hopper, James Gandolfini's in that movie.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, Gary Oldman is amazing in that movie
Yeah,
as
Gary
the
Oldman is amazing in there.
as Drex,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Drexler or
Yeah,
whatever.
Drex.
Yep. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Rappaport,
Have to see it.
he's in it.
Yeah,
Elvis.
yeah.
Elvis.
Oh yeah, Elvis is in it. Oh, those movies are great. I
Yeah.
have to do a double.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the scores at,
Whose
Chris?
turn
What
is
are we
it?
looking
Yeah.
at?
Yeah, what do we
Well,
have?
Jordan got the point on that one because he stumped me with saying anything. So
Yeah.
he gets the point on that one.
So
He's in the lead,
Jordan
I
is at
think.
3. He's in the lead.
Yeah, and
I
I got
figured there
2
would've
and you
been-
got 1.
Been like more
Yep, you're at 2.
well-known actors in that, but I guess
and I
not.
got
Well,
1 point.
Jordan-
So I
Well,
am
this is
in the,
this is game point for Jordan if he can pull out a
Right.
deep cut. So,
All right. Well,
but I believe it goes to me first, and we'll switch the order and go me, Jordan, Chris. Okay. So, all right. So, I'll say, let's go with Skyfall, one of your favorite movies, Jordan. We'll start with that.
Skyfall.
Skyfall.
Then I'll just go with Judi Dench.
Okay.
Can you think of a Judi Dench movie?
Ooh,
That's the
yes,
other
it's
one.
a new movie.
Dame Judi Dench.
Brand new movie.
Could have
But
done
she
Daniel
also
Craig, but-
was in I'm going to say Red Agent. And I feel like that title is wrong, but it's that brand new movie that just dropped on Netflix. It's a Netflix
Want to go with another one if you're not sure?
We're going to go
Okay.
with
Let's see.
let's see, hold on.
You're close on the red agent, but not accurate. Oh wait. Now I'm looking at an older movie. Never mind. There's an older movie from 2000 called Agent Red that stars Dolph Lundgren. Yeah.
We're gonna go with. A Casino Royale.
Okay, you can go with
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Because she's in those other Bond movies. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
She is.
I'll just. Well, actually, you know what? I'll go Mads Mikkelsen. He's the bad guy.
Oh,
Okay. Mads Mikkelsen. I'll say Star Wars Rogue One.
It's true. He's in that movie.
Yeah. You gotta name someone from it. This is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I'm gonna go with. Oh my gosh. I can see him in my mind. He.
Somebody put a spider in the chat room, or in the chat. So I was like looking at it. It's like, what is that? It's like a little spider. Weird.
Shit.
You don't have to go deep cut on this. There's a couple of obvious Star Wars people in that movie, even with brief parts.
Yeah. Yep.
This is sad. I can't think of anybody else from that movie. Oh no! Yes, I can. Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, off.
I'm gonna win this one, but I got it right.
All right. I'll go with an obscure one. He's in Bloodsport.
He's in Bloodsport.
Yeah, he's one of the FBI agent guys that's chasing Van Damme that whole movie. He's got a full head of hair.
Okay, you literally just gave away one of the.
Who's the obvious one?
He's the obvious one. He can set it. He knows what Bloodsport is. It was in my top 64. He knows what Bloodsport is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know anyone else in the movie, even though
I know the other guy, but yeah.
But
you could just say it.
Let's go Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Because I could have said if it was my turn after that, I could have said Donald Gibb for Bloodsport. That would have thrown you off.
I'm gonna go with. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Van Damme. Yeah, it's Van Damme. It's on you.
I'm gonna go with Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, Street Fighter the movie. All right. Well, there's not a lot of named people in that movie except for Raul Julia in his final role.
Raul Julia, I don't know who that is. so
you'll know it when I say. You'll know it when I say what obvious other movie he's in. You'll know it. But he plays M. Bison in that movie.
Oh, okay.
If you can see him in your head, so I'll at least give you that if you can picture him.
Kind of. I don't know. I'll just have to say Mortal. We'll just say Mortal Kombat, which I know he's not.
No, he's not in Mortal Kombat. All right, you're out. Chris, can you name a Raul Julia movie? You guys are gonna hit your face.
Demolition Man.
No, he's not in that. Sorry.
No.
I know that for 1,000% fact. I love Demolition Man. No, guys, Raul Julia is Gomez Adams in those Adams Family movies
What?
in the 90s.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh, dang.
That's Raul Julia. It's his most famous role.
Right.
That is amazing.
Look it up. Look it up. Raul Julia. He's Gomez Adams. Yes.
Dang.
Well, wasn't he also in the Batman series 666?
I mean, he might have been back in the day, but I don't know. He wasn't in the Batman the movie. But yeah, look up Raul Julia. He's Gomez. He was in Street Fighter. And Street Fighter was his last role. He got cancer or something while he was filming it.
Oh my god!
dang.
It was the last role. Mm-hmm.
He plays M.
Yeah,
Bison.
look it up. M. Bison was the guy in the red.
The role? Like gain of
Sunrise.
like muscle weight. Because
I think that was all. I think that was
buff.
mostly like a muscle suit kind of a thing. I don't think he was actually like buff because he got like cancer during the role. So yeah, he wasn't.
Oh,
he wasn't
dude,
in great
I kicked
health.
myself, man. Obviously, Adam's Family and
Mm-hmm.
and a presumed innocent, Tequila Sunrise.
Okay.
So many good movies.
Yep.
Well, so
All right, so I get the point on that
Rookie.
one. So it's 3-3-1. So it's both game point for me and Jordan. So, but it's Chris's. I think it's Chris's turn. I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll go Chris first, so he can get to set the pace here, and we'll go Chris, me, Jordan. We'll keep the same order. So Chris, try to get yourself a point here if you can. Start out with whatever you want.
See if you can make a comeback.
Comeback Kid. The comeback Casablanca Kid.
Absolutely.
Let's
Let's see.
see.
I'm gonna go with Sydney Greenstreet.
Who the hell is Sydney Greenstreet?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I don't know what that is. I think it has to be someone that
It might be somebody we have at least heard of. At least
Yeah.
some of us have heard of. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Because I can
someone
say
that
like
nobody's heard of.
I could say
Yeah.
some obscure character actor. I could be
No,
like
he's not
Dan-
an obscure character actor.
I could be like Dan Hedaya.
Literally-
Jordan. Dan
Yeah.
Hedaya. Name me a Dan Hedaya movie.
No,
No,
he's
no,
literally
no,
one of
no,
the
no.
main
Yeah, exactly.
actors in I. So I
I
really
don't know
can't
who
go
that
with
is.
that.
If either one of us know
Yeah.
who the hell that is, like, I'm sorry, you probably got to go with someone else. You can't just name
All right.
some actor nobody knows who the hell it is. You got to at least
All
start mainstream, and then you could go obscure.
yeah.
Okay. Let's go with True Romance.
Okay, we already named some people there, so yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll say Gary Oldman for that one. There's a lot of Gary Oldman roles. You can go with
Oh, a lot of great
things,
girls.
Jordan. Yeah.
Gary
Gary
Oldman. I'll go with The Dark Knight.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll go with Christian Bale.
All right. Should I try to knock Jordan out early with this one?
Right?
Yeah.
Because could say
I went fairly
the
easy
mach-
on mine.
I could say The Machinist, and I'll throw you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm going for game point here, baby. The Machinist.
You want? Because literally, that's probably like a
It's
Gary
on
Oldman movie
Jordan.
like with like no other famous actors really, just him.
Well, Christian Bale, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, yeah,
Christian Bale. Yeah, I know. I was either gonna go that or American Psycho. So yeah.
The Machinist, the one where he's working in like a sawmill or something like that.
Machinist is the one he got super skinny for. You remember that? Where he got like down to skin and bones.
Oh,
He got down to
I
like
don't
90
know.
pounds for that role. No,
I
I don't know. Jordan might be out of this one.
I mean, all I can do is just try and throw something out of left field.
You can guess. You can guess.
You guys
I'm
will
gonna pull
be
it up right
tied
now.
though if you win. So we'll have to do
I thought
one
we
more
were
round.
tied.
No.
I thought we were tied.
Nope,
Yeah.
you're not
You're not?
tied. You have two.
Okay.
3 and 3.
He has three.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay. Well, I don't know.
No.
I'll just throw a. I don't know. Because I don't think there's like any like known actors. Like,
There's a couple of known people I'm looking at right now for the movie, so I'm on the page for The Machinist.
I'm just gonna throw out some random
Machinist right now.
character actor. Like, there's got to be like some character actor. Like,
There is a famous guy, a character actor who plays a lot of evil roles. I'll say that. Plays a lot of bad guys.
oh, yeah, I know who I'm thinking of now. But I don't know the actor's name. Like, is it that guy who always does like all the villains with the Middle Eastern accents and all that stuff?
No, he's. I'll say he's a guy who a slightly balding guy.
Yeah, the guy I'm thinking of is slightly balding, but
He doesn't play a bunch of Middle Eastern guys, no.
or like Spanish guys or like the people with accents.
Not really, no.
I don't know.
All right, Jordan out for this one.
I can't think of anyone. No.
I stumped him.
I'm out.
Okay, Chris,
Yeah.
can you name anybody from The Machinist?
I'm pretty sure the guy you're trying to give him a hint at is a Michael Ironside.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that it? Oh, dang.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. All right.
The guy that I was thinking of is like the guy who's like a villain in like so many generic action movies, and like he has like the like he's like balding with like kind of longer hair in the back. You know, he does all the Middle Eastern accents. You know what I'm talking about? He's in like so many just like generic action.
Oh, you mean Peter Stormare?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
Mhm.
Peter Stormare, yeah. But
Yeah.
anyways.
Well, Chris said Michael Ironside was correct, so I guess it's on me for Michael Ironside, right? Okay. Well, here's what I'll do. I'll say Terminator Salvation because he's in that movie, and we've already said Christian Bale, so you can't say Christian Bale.
Arnold
you can say,
Schwarzenegger.
He
is
it's
in
a
there.
model. No, it's a model of him. It's a model of him. It's not him.
The model's playing him, isn't he? Hold on, no, we're gonna look him up. Hold
Well,
on.
it's the model, the Schwarzenegger model, but he's not playing him.
You don't want to look it up.
Hold on.
We're
You do
going
want
to
to
give away
look
the
up.
answers. We're going to give away the answers, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jordan
well,
can
I'm gonna
look it up.
say.
I could look it up.
Yeah, go ahead and look it up.
I'm
But
going to
there's
say
other
no
famous
because
people in the movie.
it's a motion capture thing of a guy who looks like Schwarzenegger, but it's not him. Schwarzenegger's not in that one.
Arnold.
So you know this for sure.
Schwarzenegger
Yeah.
in
Well, that's the one Schwarzenegger's not in,
Terminator.
and then there's like a thing at the end where he fights the Schwarzenegger bot, the prototype, but it's not him playing it. He doesn't talk.
Nope, it says. Well, hang on. Is there a thing that is the whole entire article here that says why Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't return for Terminator Salvation? It's an entire article from like Screen Rant.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I lost.
Yeah. But
Okay.
if I can name someone, can I like jump back in?
No, because who could you name though?
Can I say Joel Edgerton? Is he in that? I think.
No.
Oh, David
Yeah,
Tennant.
or like-
It's the other guy, Sam Worthington, who you might be thinking
Oh
of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And also the
One of
late
guys
great
like all look kind of
late
similar,
great-
sort of.
Anton Yelchin was in that movie. Anybody remember that? He played
Oh,
John
shit.
Connor.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Or not John Connor. I'm sorry. He played Kyle Reese, the young little Kyle
Yeah.
Reese.
All right.
Yeah.
But
So
Michael
you
Ironside
guys
is
are
one of the
tied
generals
right now.
he goes to see in the submarine. Yeah, he's in that
Oh.
movie for a minute.
Now we're tied, huh? Okay.
And I didn't get a point then.
No. You're still trying to make a comeback. So, all right. So this one goes to me, I think, because Chris went first on that one because we told him you can't do that Sydney one or whatever. Like you can't be somebody completely obscure.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's switch the order. We'll go me and then Chris and then Jordan. We'll see what happens. Again, I'll just throw somebody out there fairly mainstream. We'll say Tom Cruise. Chris, you can name any Tom Cruise movie.
We're gonna go with. And I'm trying to go deep dive too in Tom Cruise here.
Well,
Yeah.
The Hustler.
He's in the Hustler.
What? No, he's in the sequel.
No.
Chris. He's not in the original Hustler from 1961. He was like 5 years old. Or he's like he wasn't even born yet, or something.
I'm like,
Oh, so I just
wait a
bailed
minute.
out right away because
You just failed immediately. No, you're thinking of the sequel called The Color of Money, which he is in.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
It's not the
you name
Hustler. He's done 100 movies and you missed another. You guessed wrong on the first one. He could have said anything.
We'll go with Robert Redford then for the next one, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, we never said a movie. I just
yeah.
said Tom Cruise, and
Yeah.
you just bombed out. So now, Jordan, you can just say any Tom Cruise movie at all.
All right.
Because Chris is out again. The Hustler's
right.
incorrect.
I feel they don't know my movies, just guess for one, right?
Yeah.
We'll just go with Minority Report then.
Okay.
Chris doesn't really know
well.
shit about shit.
Yeah, right.
Well, you're good.
Well, Jordan, you know who is in Minority Report? Somebody we're just talking about, Peter Stormare. He's the eye doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm like trying to think of like the movies that he's actually in because he's in so many obscure movies. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The only-
Isn't he in? Hold on, let me look up because I'm out right now. I can look him up. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
you're
sure
right.
I
You
know
can
what
look at
he
Peter
did.
Stormare. I know pretty good.
He's
I
so-
like Peter Stormare a lot. I'm a big fan of Peter Stormare, so I know a lot of Peter Stormare.
Same here, but like he's in like so many good movies, but I just can't think of a lot. The only one I want to say, I feel like he's probably actually not in it, but
Just go with one you know
Just
he's in
say
there.
it.
Don't try to go obscure. Just go with.
well, no,
Just play safe.
no, I can't even think of the ones that he's in though. That's the
He's
problem.
he's in one of your top 64 that we did on your episode, Chris or Jordan. Excuse me.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna kick yourself in the face when I tell you.
What the frick?
Oh yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. I can name a movie.
He's in a lot of good
So
movies.
many good ones.
Yeah.
Well,
So many good ones.
I'm probably gonna lose. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess because I can't think
Take
of
a
any off
guess.
the top of my head. 'Cause he's such like I don't know. He's just in so many obscure things. But I'm gonna say
I'll tell
Con
you.
Air. Was he in Con Air? Come on, like he has to be in Con Air.
I love Con Air, but he's not in Con Air. No.
Are you sure? Like,
Okay,
like
so
I'm
you're gonna
positive.
kick yourself. Okay.
it seems like that's his type of movie. It's
It's
Con
his
Air.
type
He
of movie.
played in John Wick, Chapter 2.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's right, John.
That guy.
Yep.
Oh, he's in John Wick Chapter 2, and he's in the
What?
first John Wick too.
He's
Yes,
in.
he is.
Second.
He's in Armageddon. He's in Lost World,
Armageddon.
Jurassic Park, in the movie you had in your top 64. He's the guy that gets
He's in
eaten
the
by the
Lost World?
compies.
He's in the Big
He's in the guy
Lebowski.
he's the guy who's tasing all the compies, like, and then they eat
Yeah.
they gang up on him and eat him later in the movie. He has like that
Right.
famous that death scene. Yeah, he's in the Big
In the Big Lebowski. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in
Yeah.
Constantine with
Molesting.
he's the devil.
Constantine.
The
yeah.
devil in Constantine.
Shoot, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
He's
another
Oh my
one.
gosh.
Uh-huh. But no, he's not in Con Air. I've seen Con Air like 1,000 times. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
even
they really
scrolling back
have-
to 97. I'm gonna scroll back to 97, double
Well, so-
check, but I'm pretty damn sure he's not.
Well, so for my intro for Blind Spots, I literally have a quick little clip of Peter Stormare in Constantine, so I should freaking know that one. I've
And
been like lighting the cigarette for
no,
for
because
calories.
you know why he wasn't in Con Air, Jordan? Because in 1997, the same year, he was in the Lost World Jurassic Park, which is in your 64.
I
Dum dum.
Yeah.
don't remember him in the
And-
Lost World. Like he must have had a small role in that one.
No, it wasn't a small role. He's remember the guy who gets eaten by all the little compy dinosaurs, the little baby
Yeah.
ones that just swarm on people like birds, like little like bugs
You mean
almost.
at the beginning?
He
Or, like-
tases one of them, and then like at the beginning of the movie, and then he goes off to take a piss, like when the group's taking a break, and then they come out there and he's like trying to tase him again, and all of a sudden he gets surrounded by like 30 of them, and he's running
Yeah.
away, he's trying to
Oh.
throw the rocks, he throws the rocks, and he's trying to scare him away, and then they start pecking at him, they start hanging off his ear, and he's like ah, and he throws them off, and then he falls over a log, and they all jump on top of him, and they eat him. You see the blood going down the
Yeah.
thing. It's like a death scene in the middle of the movie. It's a very long one.
Yeah, it is.
Does he look the same? Like, did he have the same kind of balding, like
Yeah,
long hair in
yeah.
that? Really?
He looks
What?
exactly the same as he
Okay.
looks in Armageddon, and yeah,
Oh,
you'd
weird.
recognize him,
Huh. All right.
dude.
Okay.
Fair
You
enough.
should watch it. You should watch one of your favorite movies over again. Apparently, you forgot.
Yeah.
You just won, sir.
Yeah.
All right, thank
You are
you, thank
winner
you,
of this
thank you.
game.
Remember everyone else in the
Thank
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You remember?
But-
you remember Pete Postlethwaite in that movie?
No.
He's the main. He's
No.
Roland, the main hunter, the guy who's going after the T-Rex.
Oh.
So the order
That's-
goes Austin with 4, Jordan
Mhm.
with 3, and me with a lousy 1 point.
Yeah, when he went old school with Maltese Falcon and all those old movies. I tell you what, Chris, if we were doing
That was
all
fun.
pre-1950 actors and movies, you'd be the king of the mountain.
Yep.
Kill it. and
Was a good
Chris also
time.
thinks
So-
that Tom Cruise was in The Hustler before he was born. Maybe he was a baby in the background or something.
I
Yeah,
love the
well,
Hustler.
those first
Isn't that still? Hold on.
Yeah.
The Hustler was Paul Newman, and they did a sequel called The Color of Money that Paul Newman was in, but Tom Cruise was not in the original 1961 The Hustler. No, he wasn't.
Okay.
No, because Tom Cruise is in the sequel in '86, and yeah, he plays like the kind of young hotshot, pool shark, and Paul
Wow.
Newman has to teach him a thing or two about
Yeah.
a thing or two. Yep.
That's right.
Tom Cruise was never like a child actor, was he? Like he didn't really do anything when he was a child.
His youngest stuff, I think his first movie was a movie called Taps in 1981, and he's
Okay.
like 16, and he was
Okay.
because it's a movie where he's like in in boot camp. Like he's like 16 years old playing this thing, and then he was in The Outsiders. If you remember that movie,
The
Outsiders,
Outsider.
based on the book.
Yeah,
He's
that-
like one of the random guys in that. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one where.
Oh yeah, and
He's pretty
Jackie
young.
Gleason plays Minnesota Fats. That's right.
Minnesota Fats, yeah. Mhm.
Plays against
Yeah.
The original movie, yes. But yeah, then Tom Cruise he broke out obviously with Risky Business the same year as The Outsiders. Doing the
I hate
same.
myself for not thinking of like all those movies.
Yeah.
You could have said any of the Mission Impossible movies. You could have said literally
Yeah.
anything. You could have said
Yeah.
Top Gun. You could
Yeah.
have said anything, and you said The Hustler from 1960.
I just kind of just make up stuff. It is
You're stuck. You're stuck in the old school. You're stuck in TCM land, Chris, aren't you? You're just an old.
Yes, I am.
You're like an old man stuck in a young body. Yeah, you just
Yeah.
want to watch old movies all day.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we should wrap it up, Jordan. We've gone long enough with the silliness
Yeah.
as usual. So let's wrap it up.
Yeah, so basically we'll just go on the horn. You can tell us where we can find you. I mean, we're all over this channel, but if there's anything you want to talk
Basically.
about or promote, then you can go ahead. So we'll start with Chris this time, since you haven't been able to join us for a little bit. So we'll
I have not,
uh-huh.
sadly. So I'm gonna promote. So guys, so I'm on Instagram, cscott1128, and also we have our Movie Hero Instagram. So
Yeah.
it's a Movie Hero 2121.
21.
Yeah.
So if you want to know what's going on with the channel, definitely like it. And also, you can find the link to our channel as well there. Guys, please go like, subscribe. And actually, one of my regulars, I was talking to a while about the show, and since we kind of got it going, he's like, dude, yeah, I went ahead and subscribed to your guys' channel. So
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, cool.
So
And if you hit that notification bell, it'll tell you every time we go live, which is kind of fun. So you can join us when we go live. It'll pop up on your phone, and you can join us.
You can join in and comment on this. It'll be exciting. Let's see. I'm also on Twitter as well. Let's see. That's writer_84. And yeah, that will do it probably.
All right, yeah.
All right.
And as far as subscribers go, we're hovering at right about 65 subscribers. So we're really cooking with gas, but
That's awesome, guys.
but
Hey, listen,
slowly but
when I
surely,
joined the channel,
you know?
Jordan, when I joined the channel, you only had 33. So it's a marathon, not a race. So, I mean, we'll get
it
there.
is.
And, we set little goals. Right now, let's get to 100 subscribers, right? Let's try to get to 100.
Right.
Yeah.
And then from there, we'll
A
try to get to
celebration.
500. And then we'll try to get to 1,000, and we'll just go from there. So little by little, like I always say, the biggest YouTubers on YouTube had to start out somewhere with 1 subscriber, right?
Yeah,
They didn't get where they were without hard work. So it is what it is. And Chris, do you want to remind people that we're actually finally getting to your top 64 movies on tournament fights this
Yes.
week? Yeah.
So, this Friday, we are doing a movie tournament fights where we will literally pit my greatest 64 movies against one another in a random order. Like I went to the random order like 4 times. It's kind of ridiculous.
Nice.
Well, no, I did the same thing. I sent Jordan all them in a completely random order with no numbers, no nothing. I random them all up, and then he'll jumble them up and throw them into the tournament. So we literally have no idea what's going to be what versus what. So I know Jordan's putting that together, get ready to go. So he's had a glimpse at it. At least a glimpse of some of the movies, but I have no idea, and I don't want to know. So we're just gonna see what happens. But we've been building this up for like
interesting
a month.
list.
Like all of our shows, we're just like, our co-host Chris, we have no idea where his movie taste is. Like I have no idea what.
And his comment he said to me, he's like, "Wow,
So,
you have a very vast mix of like love for."
Well, hey, I told you I'm gonna be looking forward to it. That's why I like tournament fights, because every time he scrolls down, I don't know what's coming next, and it's gonna be a complete gut reaction. So we'll see what happens. That's what's fun about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to it.
So this Friday we'll be going
9
live
p.m.
at
Eastern.
8 o'clock.
6.
Yeah.
Or 8 your time. Yeah, I guess, right?
8 my
8
time.
p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll just give all the
So I
10
may be
p.m. or 6
joining you
p.m.
guys
Yeah.
from my phone, but I'll still be there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. And also, I was just going to
I
mention who's
should be
going
able to get out right at 8. That shouldn't be, or right at 7:30, so I can get home. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, and I was going to mention who's going to be joining us for the episode. We have a newcomer, Haley Elizabeth, who's been someone that I've seen around all the community of the Schmodown. So like she's always commenting. So I just reached out to her, and then she seemed pretty excited. We have Stephen Shepard, who's a returning guest, who will be coming back. And then my dad said he's pretty interested in seeing what kind of movies that you're into. So my dad Clyde, he's going to be joining us also, because he really wanted to be in on Austin's list, but he's at a place where he didn't have very good internet access, so wasn't able to join in. But next time,
and I was
hoping he
would have been on there, because I would have got some more votes for some of my older movies, and that I didn't really get on that episode. You know, all my older movies got kind of shot down just because people hadn't seen them, so a lot of them just kind of got shot down initially because of that. So, but I have a feeling there's gonna be some older movies on. I have a feeling there's gonna be a few older movies on Chris's list too. I couldn't tell you which ones, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a few on there at least. So if I could guess, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then Austin, do you have anything you want to promote? Or?
Yeah, I'll just mention the two that I do solo with you, Jordan. So I'll just mention Hello from Movie Hero, and it's our Seinfeld show. That our first episode is up right now, and yeah, that's just gonna be a monthly show. So we've got the one up for July right now. It's streaming, and we're gonna get to the SNL show. I'm sure later this month we're gonna try to squeeze it in, and we're gonna be doing live from Movie Hero. We're gonna be doing season 12, an episode with Willie Nelson ? Host.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Jordan, but there's kind of like a co-host in that episode too. And then we'll talk about that. And then the second episode will be in celebration of Conan O'Brien's retirement. We'll be doing the one from 2001 where Conan O'Brien hosted, and we'll be talking about that one. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
It's a really good. It's a really, really good episode. So join us if you can. Check that out too. And I'll just talk about those, and Jordan can talk about Tier Ranker and the other tournaments coming up.
Yeah. So we got a Tier Ranker fight, but we started a sports series, so we're going to start out, since we're in the heat of summer right now. We're going to start out with America's Pastime. We're going to be doing a Tier Ranker fight, best baseball movies. So that'll be happening this.
Jordan and I are neck deep in trying to cram in some baseball movies before we get there. I know I've been trying to do the same thing. There's actually a few on the list I haven't seen, so I'm trying to cram in a few last minute ones like you, and trying to watch some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, same with me. I just watched The Natural for the first time, so that was a lot of fun. Checking out that, and join us for that episode. We're gonna have Ross Bristow, who's a returning guest, who's a big baseball fan, and then we're also gonna have Stephen Shepard. He's gonna join us 2 times this week, and then we're also gonna have Brother Lomas from the Schmodown.
Brother Lomas.
Yeah, so that should be
It'll
a good time.
a day of reckoning for the Tier Ranker fights, as Brother Lomas will be joining us here on Tier Ranker. He will call out all the baseball sins we have committed this week. Brother Lomas.
We're bringing down the wrath from on high. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yep. So
yes,
we said he's going to join us in full character, so that should be a good time. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, but
be like, Brother Lomas, are there any religious baseball movies you can point us to?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
actually,
maybe.
There's a Humphrey Bogart movie.
Oh, maybe a little Angels in the Outfield. Angels flying down. You know, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna have that, and then coming up next week, we're gonna be doing best Star Wars characters of all time, and then also 1 week from tomorrow, we're going to be doing best stand-up comedians of all time. So we're going to be doing a double dose of tournament fights next week, but it should be an awesome time for the best comedians of all time. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head who's going to be joining us. I know we're going to have both of the movie guys on, so we're going to have Paul Preston and Adam Witt. They'll be joining us, and then
I think Peggy Evans went in on that. Was that right? Was she?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I don't.
Peggy Gubbins, and then also we're still waiting to hear back from Eric Zipper. He's just gonna confirm with me, but I think he said he was interested in doing it too. So we could get those 4, we'd have a super solid episode for that one. So
you guys are doing that not this week, but next week?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Of course, I
If you
don't
end
know
up
my
being
schedule
free.
yet, what it's like. Yeah.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
you end up being free, you let us know. So, and we'll definitely get you on. But
Absolutely. What days are we doing both of those Star Wars characters? Sorry.
The Star Wars characters was next
The
Wednesday
28th.
at 7 p.m.
Well, I'm
your
not.
time.
I don't think I'm going to be able to make that one. So, Chris, if you could make that one, that'd be cool. If you free. So, yeah, because I unfortunately have to work that night.
The 28th, you said?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then that'll be best Star Wars characters. We got some pretty awesome people from the Star Wars division, or
Mhm.
we got the 2 Dragon Con players. We got Marie Wilson and I don't remember and Thomas Harper. So they're going to be coming along with Gold Leaders. It's going to be on there.
Mhm.
And then we have a newcomer who hasn't had a match yet in the Schmodown. He's one of the free agent pickups, but he's done pretty good in the fan league. His name's Ross Arsenault. So he's a big Star Wars fan too. So
we'll have a big panel of Star Wars experts trying to hash it out on who's the best Star Wars character on tournament fights. So we'll see.
For sure. So if you,
and then you're doing when is this? Sorry, I'm trying to keep track of this stuff.
26 was the stand-up comics, right? You said a week from a week from tomorrow. So 26, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'll be a Monday night. Yep.
Monday night show.
Monday the 26th. So, and then the first or second week of August, I'm still waiting to hear back from William Bibiani, but we're going to be doing 90s horror. And then I also talked to what's his name? The
Movie Geek?
Anthony.
Mark Edward Hoyk? I know.
No, Anthony Tisdall. So he said he wanted to join in, and I still got to reach out to Mark Edward Hoyk. He said he wanted to come back. Maybe get Adam Collins possibly. So I'm going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to get kind of
this week,
kind of have the same kind of horror guests because all those people we have on the show are massive horror fans. So we're trying to keep some continuity with that and get kind of the same guests because I know they're having a blast talking about all these decades. So yeah, we're going to jump back to the 90s, which a lot of people say it was kind of a weak decade, but I would almost disagree with that and say there's just it was a different type of horror. There was a lot of different types of horror in the 90s, and it was kind of a rebuilding decade for horror coming off the 80s, obviously with the glut of horror we have in the 80s. But there was I would argue there was a lot of smarter horror movies in the 90s that we'll talk about. There's some very interesting.
That was like I Know What You Did Last Summer. That was like Faculty, for instance.
Scream.
A lot of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a lot of stuff though in the early '90s when people were sick of the slashers and the body horror that we saw a lot of psychological horror that we'll be talking about. Stuff like Jacob's Ladder or Silence of the Lambs or even Seven, kind of a newer type of horror movie. Detective horror.
Such a good movie.
So stuff like that. I feel like we got some new breeds of horror movies in the '90s, some smarter, more intellectual horror. So we'll be talking about that on that episode. Not just a glut of slasher. Obviously, we had our share of slasher movies, but '90s brought us. It was a rebuilding decade for horror. So we saw a lot of new voices emerging and a lot of new types of horror. So it should be an interesting show.
Awesome.
Yeah. And also, I want to make sure that I don't forget to mention that I wore this shirt because this is one of the last shirts that I got from one of my favorite jobs over at AMC Theater. So I got the little Sonic, I got the little AMC there. So that's on there in honor of today's episode. And then also you got the podcast league now. You got to represent. Yep.
Oh the Macho Man.
There you go.
That hurt my throat.
Yeah, but
excuse me.
But but the last place you can find us is over on the Facebook group Schmodown Friends and Family. We always we'll keep you informed of everything going on over there. We'll have some polls every time we have an episode. There'll always be a poll following the episode, and then if you want to talk Schmodown, we can talk Schmodown. And if you have anything you want to promote, also you can promote to your heart's content over in the Schmodown Friends and Family group, and we'll definitely give you a shout out there. So, but yeah, it's been a good time again. So, for Austin, for Chris, I've been Jordan Movie Hero Anderson, and we'll see you guys next time.